Welcome back to another episode of Mr. Mysteries in Black and White with your two hosts, me, Ed, and my main man, Josh. Today, we on the last episode, we said we was going to have one guest, but we've changed it up and we've got two.
Yeah.
Our first time having two guests as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is, yeah. So today, with us, we've got Lewis, who was on our Aliens episode. If you listened to that, I recommend if you haven't.
Boys. I'm going to be much better this time, I promise.
You was all right. And a very special guest, our main man, Connor. How you doing?
I like how you always say real special guest.
Yeah. Oh, no, for this subject, you're a very special guest. And,
I think you got one
The
then.
specialist.
yeah, well, that and all.
Our make-a-wish has been fulfilled.
But as you can see from the title of today, actually, hang on, before we get on to that, we've got to do the usual. Josh, how you been, mate?
I've been pretty good, mate.
No, you
just
got it wrong. Not too bad.
As you can tell, these two are avid listeners. But, no, really good, actually. Just come back from Lewis's wedding.
Yeah, that was Saturday, and I have to say, that was an unbelievable day. And the weather was banging. We all looked the bollocks.
Yeah.
Liz looked absolutely beautiful. It was an absolutely brilliant day, and we are honoured to have been part of it, my man.
No, it was a best day of my life, and I promise that. But yeah, these boys
You
made
get
it all
emotional?
possible. Yeah, it makes me emotional.
Oh,
Oh, he's a faggot.
sort yourself out.
It was
But yeah,
right.
so as you see from today's title, we are talking about, well, the Seaspiracy,
Yeah.
as it was a
The thing is, I wouldn't
documentary.
even really call it a conspiracy, because, like, when you look at the other conspiracies, it's more like,
Hearsay.
is it true or is it not? This is genuine facts.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah,
more
yeah.
of a controversy than it is a conspiracy, so to speak.
Yeah. It's a long word, whatever it is.
It's also a personal opinion of what you think is right and what you think isn't right.
Oh, if you
Yeah.
think this is right, then you're a sick motherfucker and you deserve to die now.
Yeah, I completely agree. And going back to the last
It goes
episode,
mad,
I
doesn't
think
it?
you should go into the shark bite thing. They should probably be eaten by a shark or something.
Yeah, too right.
So,
Like, you can't be annoyed if you do get eaten by a shark. That's what you
going
were
back
about
to
the
what you
last
said
episode.
ages,
Yeah,
going
pretty
back to what you
much.
said ages ago, everyone deserves an opinion. Apart from this, you're wrong.
Yeah, facts.
Pretty much,
Facts.
yeah, because when it's something that can't tell you how it feels,
Yeah.
even
No,
though
they can
they
tell you how
they
feel,
are
and
showing,
They have done that.
yeah, they are showing you how they feel. But what I mean is, like, if a person's being hurt, they'll say like, I'm hurt. Whereas you know, oh what, you know what I mean?
I'd get stabbed.
Whereas when you see like an animal, it will show you, but it won't tell you from early signs, kind of thing. If you know what I mean.
Same as animal
Yeah.
cruelty, I find an animal being hurt worse than a human being hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If I see a fight on Facebook or something, I'll be like, oh, okay. But if I see an animal getting hurt, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
and after,
Scum of the earth.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, we're talking about the controversies then, shall we say, of SeaWorld, which, I mean, I went when I was a kid, when I
Yeah,
was 7
same.
years old, and I'm not gonna lie, I had the best time
Yeah.
because I think being a child and that, you're gullible.
Yeah. You're so
you don't
naive,
know-
aren't you? You're
yeah,
seeing
naive,
live.
that's
I
it,
mean,
yeah.
where else? Like, obviously, you'd see them in the wild, but where else would you be able to see like an orca that close?
No, that is yeah.
So
Exactly
as
right.
a kid, you are mesmerised by it. You
Yeah,
think
of course.
size of them and all that sort of
Yeah.
shit. You're like, oh my god.
And at the time, because they're doing tricks and that, you think, oh, they must love it. They
Yeah,
must love it.
exactly.
But it's only when like documentaries like Blackfish, like Seaspiracy,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, when you and
Cove.
like
The Cove.
the Cove. I haven't seen that one.
No, I haven't seen
Is
that
it-
one.
It's more to do with dolphins. You know, Flipper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, Flipper's trainer, who basically trained the dolphins
Yeah.
to be Flipper.
Right.
But then when Flipper died, he went the other way and started doing the protests, and because he knew it was wrong by that point, basically.
Right. So you saw the error of his ways,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So with documentaries like that, and then when you actually, it's like when you see the map a SeaWorld. Like, you see how big the car park
Yeah.
and everything is. Then you see the
Oh,
orca
that's
tank.
mad, isn't it? Yeah, it's like 4 times the size of the orca tank, isn't it?
Yeah, no, even
Bigger
bigger
than
than
that.
that. Even
It's
bigger than
probably
that.
about 50 times bigger.
Jesus.
Yeah, just the car park.
That's
And,
fucking ridiculous.
and these animals, I mean, Connor, you know more about killer whales than any of us probably. I know, Lewis, you know a fair
They're
bit.
just
as
No,
well.
I just like them.
They're too intelligent.
Yeah,
It's,
but I mean, like the size they like
Oh,
of
yeah.
area they need for a sustainable life, it must be colossal.
Yeah.
I imagine.
ridiculous, yeah.
So, with that, like, I just don't get how they've been able. I mean, I think now, I remember you saying, kind of like, they can't breed them anymore or anything like that.
No.
Let's see what-
It was like
No.
2017 or something like that, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
stopped
isn't it
that.
mad that it's that recent? I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brilliant that it's now, but that's only 5 years. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 5 years.
It was
But the
Very
thing is,
interesting.
people were looking at it like such a great thing. It's like, yeah, okay, they can't breed them anymore. But that still doesn't help the ones
They're
that
still
are in
in
there
there.
right now
Yeah.
suffering
Yeah,
still.
no, and it's
What
gone
they-
for so
What
long.
they want to do with the whales, what they want SeaWorld to do is retire the whales into like coves. So basically, there've been some dolphins in the past and beluga whales.
Yeah.
For example, who owns Alton Towers in England, which is an amusement park?
Mm.
They're called Merlin Entertainment. They bought a park. I can't remember what country it was in. Basically, had 2 beluga whales, but basically they retired them, moved them to up north somewhere where their natural habitat is, and retired them in a pen. So
Right.
there are natural fish in there. They're in their natural habitat. Obviously, they can't let them go.
No, no,
Yeah,
they
It's
wouldn't
so,
be able to survive.
so much better than what they was in.
a lot more
Yeah.
sustainable for,
Yeah.
for them.
That's
Yeah.
they've basically researchers have found coves, they've got the most ideal locations for weather, fish, everything, and basically they want to net them off and use natural coves with natural waves, natural
Things.
fish,
Yeah.
everything, and
Yeah.
basically retire them.
Because I can imagine as well, like the food they give these orcas at SeaWorld are probably pumped with different.
It'd
all
be
sorts of
medication,
shit.
everything. Like
Yeah.
for example, all the whales they grind their teeth on the bars, so they give them
Right.
medication for that. The orcas get like a type of sunburn from being in the sun all day.
Mm.
They give them tablets for that. It's just never ending. to be
Yeah,
honest.
because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because orcas are more north, aren't they? They're more like more Arctic waters.
everywhere.
I was going
Oh,
to
they
say,
are
I thought they
everywhere.
were
They're
everywhere.
literally
Yeah.
everywhere. I'll go into that.
And they all speak
different.
different
Yeah.
languages and all that.
Oh yeah, they're completely. Every pod is different.
Yeah, yeah.
So like that's also to do with aggression in tanks. So they take a orca from Russia, which natural diet is seals, whales,
Mm.
which typically is going to be more aggressive. Then you take a whale from say off the coast of Washington. Their only diet is salmon and fish. So
Right.
they're
Yeah.
2 completely different animals.
Right. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
lit-
yeah.
It's literally like you talking to someone from China and have
Yeah.
no language, nothing. It's probably worse than that. To be fair, they're just nothing.
Yeah.
They're not families.
Well, there was
No.
one. There was one the other day, weren't there? 2 orcas fighting in SeaWorld.
Oh, was there?
Yeah,
That's all the
proper
time.
taking chunks out of each other as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Like I think it was halfway through a show, and they just snapped.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
went for each other.
Oh,
Well, years ago, one of them basically barged the other one and broke its jaw, and it bled to death in the tank.
Jesus
You're not going to be able.
Christ.
You're not going to be able to get out of the water, taking it to A&E, and go.
no,
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 fix
not an
this."
animal
But-
that
So literally, you
size.
just got to watch it die.
Yeah, but going back to what you were saying about the feeding and that, I remember in the Blackfish documentary, they were saying they would train 2 orcas at the same time, and if one did it and the other one didn't, neither of them would get fed.
Yeah. Then the older one would take it out on. I do go into that about how basically they train them.
Yeah,
So.
No, but I think it's gone too far. Like what you said, Lewis. Like it's been too recent.
yeah,
Like you'd have thought with animal activists and everything like that, and how people strongly feel about animals.
Yeah, but money.
Yeah, is
What's that saying? People say money is
Greed.
root of all evil.
yeah, money's everything really.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they bring in millions and millions of
Cash
pounds
is
a year.
king.
Cash is
Cash
king.
is
that's
king.
the one.
Cash
Yeah.
is king.
They bring in so much money and it's all taxed. So why?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's going to be difficult to get governments behind stuff like that.
You say stuff like I used to go on holiday with my family to the south of France every year, and we used to go to I can't remember what did we,
Marineland.
yeah, we used to go to Marineland every
Well.
year. And I don't know, I was definitely a teenager the last time we went, and it was only since I watched Blackfish, maybe I don't know, whenever Blackfish came out, or even before that, I don't know. But that's when you sort of really know.
How bad it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I never realised that Marineland, like all their whales are owned by, what's the one in America? What's it
SeaWorld.
called? SeaWorld. I never knew that.
man.
Oh,
And
really?
it's all connected. and
Thing
all
is,
that
this
sort
is what annoys me with this sort of story, though. Well, not story, like this reality. Because obviously with Blackfish and everything like that, they've proven the point of how bad these things are treated. And okay, yeah, they're still suffering, but they're not. Do you know what I mean? It's raising awareness.
Yeah.
But then you look at like Tiger King,
Yeah.
which was what that was meant to be. It was meant to be the Blackfish for big cats, and because of all these fucking pricks and their stupid stories, everyone seems to forget that the main story is about the cats.
Yeah.
that's true.
It's like, oh, did Carol Baskin kill her husband?
Tiger King was mainly about Carol.
Yeah,
Baskin,
is
let's be
Joe
honest.
Exotic ever going to get out? It's like the Tigers are just sitting there going,
It
bro.
was such a hype during, and especially the best time for it to come out first lockdown.
yeah.
in England.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everyone was hyped on it because literally
I was. I'm not gonna lie.
everyone loved
so
it.
was I.
Everyone
Yeah.
loved it. And I even loved it. I will admit, but in reality, you didn't really think of the Tigers.
No,
No.
exactly. That's what I mean.
Bears and-
No, and,
They-
and what happened to the alligators as well? Because didn't they prove that Joe done it himself?
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, that he caused the fire. What killed thingy's alligators?
Yeah.
Like, what was it 3 or 4 alligators?
I think all the reptiles I had in that room.
Yeah.
were killed.
Wait.
You got two completely opposite people. Steve Irwin, who genuinely I thought cared for the animals.
Yeah.
loved
You
them.
can tell he did.
And then I think
Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic was more
It was more but for the money,
I wouldn't even say money. I would say more wanting to get
famous.
Famous.
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at can you remember the episode where the woman or bloke or whatever got his arm bit off by the tiger?
the woman,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
said, "I'm never going to financially recover from this."
And then he did.
Not thinking about the person that's just had their arm chewed off,
Yeah.
or the fact that the tiger's most likely now going to be put down for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
He's thinking money.
yeah. And I think because I didn't actually know that Connor was such an activist till we went to France. I knew like you loved.
I wouldn't
like,
say
you
I'm
lo-
an active act. I don't like.
well, you
go
know
to
what I mean. Like,
meetings and-
like
Yeah.
you felt so strongly.
Oh yeah,
about
it's
it.
been-
I
it's
ne-
been an obsession since I was young. So basically, ever since I was young, my favourite film was Free Willy, and I must have watched that I don't know thousands of times.
Yeah,
So I've been like basically on a hype from that as a kid, and then I was that addicted to it that mum and dad took me to Laura Park, which is another park like that in Tenerife.
Mm.
Basically, SeaWorld flew 4 whales over to Tenerife, and then I actually found out the truth about that. They weren't ready for them. The pools weren't ready. The trainers weren't ready. Someone died there as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
One of the
young guy
trainers
died
got
there,
killed,
didn't he?
but that's all been very covered up.
Yeah.
You
Oh.
don't know the full story about that one. It's
No.
very hush hush. So there, did that, and then as I've got older and more mature, sort of get into the truth behind of what actually happens.
Yeah.
And basically, it's been, I suppose it has been an obsession of that ever since. Basically,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've looked into trips to go see him in the wild. I've looked at
Oh
all
yeah.
sorts, basically. Yeah.
Oh, I'll be.
I wanna go to-
I'll be down
I wanna
for
go
that.
to Norway.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It wasn't long ago we were looking at that, was it?
No.
Well, it's literally like what, an hour's flight? If that?
Yeah, if
If
that,
like
yeah.
that.
I'll be down for that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, because it's weird because I'm a great white shark fan, and the only enemy is the orca. So
Yeah,
really,
but they're not
no,
enemies, are
not
they?
natural. No,
Because how often do you reckon they encounter each other?
rarely. But that's the only thing that can stand up to a
Yeah.
great white.
See-
So usually, like, I've always been like, no, I prefer great whites to
For example, I know
orcas.
you don't get great whites off the coast of Washington,
Mm.
but if that killer whale saw, if there was a great white there, it wouldn't hurt it because they only eat fish.
Yeah.
They only eat. That's it.
No,
That's
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
film.
yeah,
Like, and it goes
yeah.
back to all different types of orcas. So obviously, we all know what an orca is, also known as a killer whale. But that's what annoys me as well. It's not a whale.
It's a dolphin.
It's
It's
the
the largest.
largest dolphin,
Mm.
and the name killer whale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gives it
it's-
such a
it's
bad
such a bad
name.
name. Yeah. It's,
Well, it's the same with like quite a lot of animals, isn't it? I mean, great white sharks are a perfect example. Jaws, look what it did for
Yeah.
people are terrified of sharks, and it's like 9 times out of 10 they won't bother you.
No, I know. And Peter Benchley, who wrote the book,
Yeah.
and he done something with the film as well. After everything what happened, like because out of Jaws and everything, shark culling went skyrocketing.
Mm-hmm.
People, would, like you say, were terrified of sharks. They were getting out and they were just butchering them.
Yeah.
He become a shark conservationist,
Yeah.
and has been. I think he. Well, I think he's still alive. Like he's been doing it to this day as
Fucking
well. Like
fair play.
I think
Yeah.
sharks are under a lot more pressure than orcas.
Oh,
because
the
orcas
millions.
don't get hunted for meat because it's not worth their time.
No.
You get a fin whale or something big like that, or a minke whale, it's worth more meat wise.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think orca isn't as big as the other whales, so
No.
it's not really
No.
worth that much. I mean, generally their biggest threat obviously is only humans
Mm.
because of what we do. The orcas off the coast of Washington are starving. There's like satellite pictures from like 2 years ago and now, and you can literally see their bones.
Really.
Where like the fishing pressure of us basically.
Fuck, you know.
And there's like they think in the next few years, basically, you get like northern residents and southern residents of Washington. they reckon they'll die out.
They'll
because-
come extinct. 'Cause-
Yeah, but they've had so many babies who have just not made it,
Mm,
and basically that type of orca
yeah,
go extinct.
really.
Yeah.
Fuck the human race, man.
Yeah.
Fuck the human
Do
race.
you not reckon
royally.
they'll just change their way of eating then, like adapt their food?
No,
And that'll
they've
just
done
be
this
it?
for thousands and thousands
Yeah,
of years.
Mm.
If you ate roast dinners all your life, and at the
Whoa.
age of 50, yeah, I know, but at the age of 50, someone put a fucking prawn in front of you, you'd be
Yeah.
like, nah,
True.
Yeah, you
Damn
turn your nose up it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but
And that's that. And they don't know how to hunt a whale. They don't know how to hunt a seal. They don't know how to hunt a whale. They only know how to hunt.
Yeah, I suppose it
that
take
fish.
it
Yeah.
take hundreds and hundreds of years for them to adapt to that, and they haven't got hundreds and
Well,
hundreds
no.
of years.
The mother of the group is the matriarch.
mm,
So basically, when whales are born into a pod, they never leave.
Yeah.
that's it.
And the
Yeah,
whales are always in pod. If you ever see one on his own, something's probably wrong.
yeah. It's at the end of his
Basically,
life.
you're
Probably.
born into that pod and you die in that pod.
Yeah.
So the eldest female whale basically runs it as in charge.
Wouldn't that cause like interbreeding though?
See, I thought about that, and it must do,
Yeah.
but obviously I don't have any issues from it.
No, no.
Like the males, the big males with the big fins,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
mainly sent to the back.
Yeah.
They're like as such the protection,
The guard.
the
Yeah.
guard of the group, and basically the females who are smaller, more agile, do the hunting, do
Mm.
just
So
basically.
very similar to like elephants
and
and
lions.
I was going to say lions, yeah.
Lions and
the
elephants
males
are
stay
common to do that,
behind.
ain't they?
They do the guarding of the young, whereas
the females
females
do
go
the
and
hunting,
actually
yeah.
do the hunt. So yeah, it's very common with a lot of
But
mammals.
the relationship between orca is basically unseen in any other animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got some sort of
Isn't there that thing you're probably going to talk about in a bit? There's that bit of their brain
Yeah.
even we don't
yeah.
have
I go
for
into that when we talk
compassion.
about
Yeah,
actual SeaWorld as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Basically, they've got a part of the brain we don't have.
which is unbelievable.
Like it's just mad. to
You
think
You can't
about
comprehend it, can you?
No,
No.
obviously you can't because you haven't got it.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
So-
Yeah.
That basically, yeah, it's just mad to me. And they're found in places like Antarctica,
Mm.
Argentina, Iceland, Norway, Russia, Australia, Alaska, like off the USA,
So diverse.
Yeah.
New Zealand,
Places you would not expect to
And would
see
you
them at
believe
all.
it?
Mm.
even Scotland.
Yeah.
There's a pod of free orca
Is that
in the
it?
very north of Scotland.
Yeah.
I'll point to the map over there.
Yeah. We have a map on our wall.
Basically, they've seen a lot through.
Yeah.
The male is even like quite famous because he's got a real crooked, beaten up fin.
Mm.
Whereas some of them happen to it, but yeah, they're off the coast of Scotland as well.
That's
Oh, really?
insane.
Yeah, but mainly they all migrate.
Yeah.
So the ones in Washington will go to Washington and then they'll go north.
Right.
They don't really go anywhere. That's what you have like type A, type B, type C, type C2, and all sorts of different
Right.
types of.
That is the same. That is quite similar, like with different shark species, so especially with great whites and that, because like you get some like they migrate, like, especially like with South Africa, they migrate for so long, but they always return to that area. Like they never.
They find that
They-
mad though. The
How they
ocean
know.
is, like you were saying last one, 70%, is it?
Yeah,
Is it
7% of
Covers
the
the
earth.
entire
How
planet,
the
yeah.
fuck do you know where you're going?
That,
Yeah.
yeah, that is it. Oh,
You
but-
plonk me in Northampton. I ain't got a clue where I am. I
Yeah,
know where
yeah.
I'm going.
yeah, and had to be able to find.
Yeah.
You
And
say
that's the
that?
same with birds and all that, but like,
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
The ocean is one barren
yeah.
blue
Thing.
thing of water, isn't
Yeah, yeah.
Where the
Fucking
like,
wet, isn't it?
But because I remember it's a story like years ago. Like it's a bit of a weird. Well, I wouldn't say a weird one, but it's similar, but it's not because there's nothing to do with water. Years ago, we had a cat. It was called Dippy, right? And because it was a tortoise shell, so it had different colours. And when it was a kitten, it got run over. You can laugh. It's all right.
Whoa.
Right, but it survived. But it got told it had brain damage. So.
This is took a nasty turn.
So she fit a name really well. Like it's Dippy Cat, and as we all got older, she got older, and everything. We went to that festival thing you're doing in Kings Lynn.
Yeah.
Right, my old man dropped us off, and we think she got on the back of his truck and ended up at Castleacre, which is like quite in Norfolk. And we was like, fucking, like, it was a couple of days. We thought, well, we didn't see Dippy for a while. Like, where's she gone? Like, oh, fuck, someone's took her. We put it out notes, like, lost cat and everything. 2 weeks later, I remember I was outside in my little bloke pool. I was thinking I was Steve Irwin on a bloke crocodile and that.
No, you was Steve Irwin.
I was Steve
right,
Irwin.
yeah.
And,
Don't get yourself justice, mate.
well, you know. And my neighbour was like, Ed, there's a cat on your roof. And I'm thinking, well, we had 4 cats at the time. So I was like, well, fucking no shit. And he was like, no, I'm pretty sure it's that one you lost. I was like, nah, fuck off. And all of a sudden, yeah, out she come. And it was like, well, we don't know 100% she went there, but she was
I was
gone.
going to say, you sure she went on the roof the whole time?
No, it was just like two weeks after.
Well, she's dippy. She probably didn't know how to get down.
No, honestly, no, because she had a routine, even though she was apparently brain damaged. I don't think she was fully brain
Are
damaged.
you sure your old man didn't do that thing off Only Fools and Horses when the budgie dies? He just goes to the store and buys a different budgie.
No, it was the same because we always could differentiate because we always used to call it. She does a dolphin flick. We call it because every time we put your hand up, she high fives it. So that's how we knew. Like
So it's
that
related
was
to
her.
this podcast, really.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. how she found her way. She knew and found her way home. It's like how we say, like with sharks and orcas and that. They, even though they go up north or they go west or whatever, they always find that same hunting ground.
Yeah.
And always.
Everyone was like, we think, yeah, we're the most sophisticated, well-developed animals, as we are, on this earth. But in some aspects, are we? Do
Naturally, no.
you know what I mean?
Naturally, no. I think if the lights went out tomorrow,
If you were plonked in the middle of the Amazon forest, the Amazon rainforest, or the Sahara Desert, you'd be dead.
Oh,
Be
yeah,
honest.
yeah,
I
you're
would.
fucked.
You've
I'm a natural survivor, mate.
you've got no means of
Natural survivor. I'll
protecting
eat anything,
yourself or
mate.
anything. You haven't got so say a lion comes at you. You haven't got the speed of a gazelle to get away.
Got knives.
You can't. No, but you're plonked.
Someone's just
You just
teleported you there.
like
Oh,
right
right,
now,
right,
like
right,
Terminator
right.
when he drops that guy naked.
Yeah. Cool. Nah, lion would be too busy laughing at me. So I think I'd be
To be
alright.
fair, I don't think it'd eat you.
Yeah. I'd eat him. It'd be alright.
Right, so first captive orca was 1964,
Right.
and I think that's when the fishermen caught it in their net and basically brought it back to the bay. And all they basically did was netted off a bit of the harbour and just trained it from there, basically.
Was that the one in Blackfish, the first one?
Yeah.
What's his name? Telecom, was it?
No,
No.
Silicon is a completely different whale.
Oh, was it?
But so with that, how they say netted it off in a harbour,
Yeah.
in a way, that's better than what they've done because it was in still a natural environment. In a way, it could still have natural fish.
It was saltwater.
Yeah, so,
What do you mean?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Well,
Well, orcas live in saltwater.
yeah,
mate.
but that's like the only similarity. It's not
Yeah, but
open
you
ocean,
think,
is
right,
it?
so-
Well, like what you were saying
So
about
in
the
a
bays.
harbour,
No, yeah,
in a harbour,
Oh, what,
can't
a
see-
boat harbour.
yeah, like just netted
Right,
off. It's
right.
not like in an open. It's not in a cove.
Oh, right. I thought that's what,
No.
in a way, you meant. Oh,
So basically,
sorry.
after that
Oh.
whale, I think it only lasted a year or two, and then suddenly they found when that died, they had another one in the net. Convenient,
Ah.
convenient how they got that one in the net.
Yeah.
So it's always, oh yeah, look what we found. Let it go.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
yeah.
not being funny,
Yeah.
but you catch it in the net, right? It's not going to be alone. There's probably going to be another 10 orca, basically saying like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like you've got
That's
a son.
watching it.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
It's not just like I don't know. You go and fishing, you accidentally catch a crab. It's not.
No.
It's bollocks. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I would think that because you see it like when they do like tuna fishing and that, like they're getting dolphins. Like, can't they just put them back?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the second whale was then called Namu,
Ah,
and
right.
then basically that orca went into bought it out from a different part. Eventually it got SeaWorld, and they called it Shamu.
Oh, I
So,
see.
well, did you actually know there was even an orca at Windsor Safari Park in the UK?
Was
there?
Yeah, it was called Nemo.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Really, I did not know that.
Yeah, they had one in there.
I never knew that.
I think they sold it on eventually. But
Right,
How do you
Yeah.
fucking sell on a whale? I don't get that.
just mate at the pub, innit?
I know
Got
a
a ball
guy.
away.
Back of a fucking
I
flatbed.
know a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, you're a cunt. So anyway, years later, along come SeaWorld, and obviously with their big funding, they could go out and capture whales left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
So off
They had their own fleet, didn't they? Their own
yeah,
boat
they had their
fleet.
own.
Yeah.
They had their own people. So you've got parks in Florida, San Diego, San Antonio.
Well, they're
So-
all SeaWorlds.
They're SeaWorlds, yeah.
Yeah, I went to the one in Florida and all
Yeah, I
that.
went to
Yeah, I
Florida.
think a lot of people do go to the one in Florida.
Yeah.
So,
I think
That's the main one, isn't it? Like the big, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
they're...
so basically, they captured so many orcas, but because they weren't as knowledgeable as they are now, you can imagine a lot of them died.
yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, they were catching them all the time, doing what they want, and then that's off the coast of Washington. And in one case, they used to herd. Well, in one case, all the cases, they used to herd them into coves, net it off, and then pick out the young, drop the net, and let the adults out. But then the adults won't leave.
No.
No.
That's literally one of the Free Willies, isn't it?
Effectively,
yes,
yes.
the second one, isn't
the
it?
second one, yeah.
No,
That's
it's
literally-
the first one. It's the
Yeah, when he
it's
gets
the opening
taken.
scene of the first one. That's when.
And we
that's
did,
when-
and it never clicked for us to go, no.
Yeah. So basically, they'd use boats, like small little speed boats, small spy like planes to spot them, and they even use bombs to get them in the cove. Now that's come on.
Sake.
How can you?
Yeah, you cause so
They're throwing
much
the
Just
wall.
think
trauma.
though, it's like it doesn't take a genius to work out. They'd be fucking petrified,
Yeah,
and these are just like, yeah, well, oh
So
well.
in one hunt, this is how clever they are. The plane see them, called in the boats, herding them in, and then the orca have been caught before in that pod.
Oh, I've heard about this, yeah.
So then the males stayed above water so they'd be seen. The females and young basically dove out the way
yeah.
so that they can no longer see them, and basically was trying to get the young and
To get
That's-
away.
do you know what I
that's
mean?
incredible.
And the males would like the older ones and the males were basically then the orca know they don't want
They don't,
the
they don't
older
want the older
ones.
ones.
Yeah,
No, 'cause you-
that's fucking. That just
and
shows how
but then
intelligent these
with
things
the
are.
with the planes they then see
That they're getting
and then
away.
basically turned and
Yeah.
got 'em.
Trying to do it again, yeah.
Yeah, but basically they'd net them off, pick out the young, drop the nets, and then basically wouldn't leave, and it was bad.
Yeah.
Basically, a high percentage of them drown.
Yeah.
Obviously, where
'Cause
they've
they
just
wouldn't leave.
where they're trying to net them up and they couldn't come up to grab air. But that's how important family is. Literally, like if you go into a pack of, I don't know, don't know what to use this, a pack of animals, and you shoot one, take one, they're all going to run off, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not many animals that stick by,
No.
possibly
No.
wolves and stuff like that, but
Well,
pack animals.
you can almost use ourselves.
Mm.
If you're somewhere and then some bloke or whatever just comes along and takes your child, you're not just going to go, oh well, I'll just have another one, are you? You're going to do everything in your power to fucking
Yeah.
find your child.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? It's pretty much the exact same in a sort of way. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
but it's, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Mm.
You're not just going to
Yeah,
give
but
up
that,
on
No, of
it.
course
that
you
shows their higher intelligence, though, doesn't it? That's-
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
that-
course.
exactly.
It's not like, say, farm animals. They
Yeah.
to the point they're used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's drummed into them. Whereas
Yeah.
with these animals, it's so foreign to them, and it's so like it's just barbaric.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So basically, the young were taken, and then in that where I said they drowned and died, because nobody wanted to see by taking them out of the wild that they were dying.
Mm.
They used to cut them open, load them with weights and stuff, send them to the bottom so that no one would see the
Jesus
damage caused.
Christ.
fucking hell.
But then when they still washed up ashore, people were like, "Hang on a minute, it's
Yeah.
been cut open," and yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
so
And as well, I could imagine because we've all got a scent. If they sunk them in the wild still, the families are going to know, aren't they?
Well, they're probably watching it.
Yeah, they're probably
they are
watching it, and
You're doing it. That is like you
Fucking
having a
hell.
kid and then watching it being
mutilated.
mutilated, sunk to the bottom of the sea, and then going, "See you later."
Yeah.
Because then that causes like depression in these animals. It will, and then they
No,
die
it's also,
themselves.
I'm surprised it hasn't ever caused aggression.
Mm.
Well,
I'm surprised it
yeah.
hasn't ever
This is what I've
caused
never understood.
orca.
You'd think they'd
'Cause
fucking go.
Orca have,
deviant.
orca have never attacked anyone in the wild.
I was going to ask
They've never
that.
killed. They might have like accidentally made with their flippers or stuff like that, but they've never
Never been
killed
recorded.
someone
It's never been
in the
recorded,
wild.
has it?
It's
Yeah.
just different on obviously captivity.
Yeah.
No.
It goes to show, like,
Everyone's got a breaking point.
everyone's got a breaking point, exactly. But it's like what I was saying earlier with the kid, like, so like, for argument's sake, your kid's taken. The horrible thing about it, us compared to an orca, we could potentially do something about it.
They can't.
They
Oh,
can't.
yeah,
they
that
can't
point,
exactly
yeah.
go back. They can't go to SeaWorld and get it back. They're
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah, they're just watching.
So, yeah.
They're just watching it. And
Yeah, so they were doing that much damage to pods there.
Yeah.
So in 1976, Washington State said, you're not allowed to take any more orca.
Yeah.
So straight away, they went to Iceland. Like, they didn't stop.
no, they
They
just found
just-
different.
They just
pods.
found a different place, Iceland, probably paid their government whatever, and
Mm.
did basically what they want. They'd bring a whale in, like I said earlier, probably wouldn't speak the same language, not have anything in common.
At least they're completely different animal.
Yeah, so they'd put a new whale with an experienced whale, like Josh said earlier, and basically, if the new whale didn't do as it was told to do,
Mm.
the experienced whale would attack it because they wouldn't get fed. So basically, when a whale does something, you give them food. So when the experienced whale has done what the trainer has said, but then don't get fed, it's going to be pissed
It's
off.
going
isn't
to
it?
be
Yeah.
pissed.
And
Yeah.
it basically takes it out on the other whale. So basically, it's forced to learn very quickly,
Yeah.
and they are starved. They
You're-
are starved to learn.
You're probably going to mention it later, but that famous one with the girl died. That's why they reckon he killed her. because apparently he knew that she was running out of fish. and he was
Yeah, it's
getting
all, it's all
frustrated and
linked,
that
but
sort of stuff, yeah.
that's Tillicum. That is. That was he. I think 3 people he's killed.
Yeah.
So he killed 1 before SeaWorld.
in that
and
little
then-
tiny
and
thing.
then he
wasn't it?
killed
Yeah.
2 while at SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Mm.
For those that don't know, Tillicum was the orca that was basically Blackfish was made around, so to speak.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
like, for lack of a better word, the main character, shall we say?
Yeah.
Thing is, because I always knew the killer whales at SeaWorld as Shamu.
Yeah.
I always knew him as Shamu. You know, it's just the most popular
Yeah,
name.
It's
I
a
did.
brand though, but Shamu was a lot of different whales.
Yeah, I was
Right.
going to say, 'cause
Shamu
I-
wasn't one whale.
No,
It
because
was a
I
lot of
remember
whales.
when I was younger, and you'd hear about it all the time. Oh, Shamu this, Shamu that. I was like, I'm sitting there, even from a young age, thinking, surely that whale's dead now.
Yeah.
It's like that must be about 400 fucking years old. Like, what's going on? Makes
Yeah.
sense.
I
Why?
think
Should
Shamu
just
was
literally
obviously
just.
it's like a selling point, like a trademark sort of thing.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So they eventually stopped taking it from the wild. I'm guessing from the pressure of the
Yeah.
public
Mhm.
not being happy with it. So then they started the breeding program,
Mm.
where they was very unsuccessful to start with,
Mm.
and they actually used Tillicum for a lot of it. But Tillicum have already killed 2 people in this point, so you're getting other whales pregnant with sperm that of a whale who is
Aggressive.
aggressive.
So the aggressive genes are going to pass
Yeah.
on.
That's what they're basically saying.
I was going to say, didn't it? I don't know if you've got it written down or not. Didn't they say like Tillicum was like the father of like
Oh, meant
hundreds,
Hundreds,
of
wasn't it?
hundreds?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was quite as many as that, but
But then
basically-
didn't they have kids?
Yeah,
and then like
they're
it all
basically
come from
unsuccessful,
him.
Yeah,
It showed
yeah.
that family tree, didn't
Yeah,
it?
and it just
Basically,
kept
but
going.
then,
You're like, what
like-
the fuck?
They have a go at Tillicum saying he's aggressive. He killed. Yeah, he killed for people, but he's. Let's see the life he's just gone through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
his family, treated like shit, and basically all the whales when he was used to be training used to attack him. He was big. He was a bull male orca, so he couldn't get away. He was not
No.
agile like the little females. He was just basically a boxing bag.
Yeah.
So
And for people that still are like, oh, it's not that bad, imagine yourself in that situation. You're taken away from everything you know.
Mm.
You're being told, you do this or I ain't fucking feeding you. And then they're fucking basically torturing you and making you jump and dance and sing and all that shit. You are going to snap. You're going to be like, fuck this.
Yeah. You
Go
can only
on,
get
then.
you
talk
can
more
only
about
get
it.
pushed to a corner
Yeah,
for
exactly.
so much before you go
Yeah.
for it.
It's the same with not just humans, with any animal on this planet. You
Yeah.
can only back it into a corner before it's going to snap.
Because Tillicum was the one, you know, when he first got captured, he was put in that dark. Whenever it was like nighttime or anything, like he was put in with 2 of the whales
yeah,
Oh,
And
yeah,
like-
there was like
they're-
barely
they're
a
in this
room
tiny
to
little
move.
room, and it
That
was pitch
basically-
black.
Yeah.
yeah, they were just basically still.
And it was like what they call it, rake marks or something.
Yeah.
Where they used to
Yeah.
bite him and like pull it across.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
Oh.
But he was caught when he was like 4 years
And
old,
you
I think.
what?
but-
It's like literal torture.
It
even,
is.
even
It is
at
torture.
4 years old, he was massive.
It's
Mm.
mad,
And then if you put in Google Tillicum next to another whale, he is probably 3 times the
He
size
dwarfs
of,
them.
of the other females.
Is he?
He is
I know,
massive.
like he was captured, but is he like one of the biggest whales ever recorded, or?
I don't know about that because obviously you got the wild whales, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't know if he was just like.
But he-
do you reckon he
he's-
would have got that way if he was that big at 4 years old? So like
Well,
if he
I
was
don't
in the
know.
wild and was
probably
having
weight,
a fry.
probably weight-wise, he was the heaviest.
I was going to say,
because
surely he'd
you gotta
get one
think-
of the biggest.
You got to think
ever.
them whales are effectively fat.
Yeah.
They're not travelling them 100 miles.
No, not
They're
mo-
just
like
yeah.
muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
You think when they're not doing the shows, they're just still lifeless
Yeah.
and they're like depressed.
Yeah.
You got to think. So basically,
Because some animals, a lot of animals, they actually get bigger in captivity than they do the wild
yeah.
because of
They ain't got the exercise.
If
Yeah,
you,
you've got
look
the
at him,
exercise.
if you look at him compared to a wild bull orca, there's a difference.
yeah.
The wild ones are much more torpedo shaped,
Look
as in
lean.
slender, leaner, muscly.
Yeah.
Tillicum just looked
Like a
fat.
blob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. He was never in the shows doing interactions and all that. He was basically brought out to do the big splash.
Yeah.
Right,
So
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
literally just he was there for what? Let's
Yeah.
say 5 minutes.
I don't think he could do.
At the
I think
day.
because of how big he was, he couldn't do the somersaults,
No.
the jumps, this,
Yeah.
that, and as well they couldn't trust him that much because obviously what he did.
Yeah.
So he was basically used as the big splash. Then
Mm.
after the big splash, for 5 minutes, 5 times a day probably, he was then sent to the back pool. And that's it.
Yeah. Which is also a thing, because a lot of times when zoos, aquarium, or whatever, if an animal kills a person, it gets euthanized pretty much straight away. It's amazing, really, like how much power SeaWorld actually have, because it's killed 2 people and it was still allowed.
But
to
then again, is
live.
that just a money thing? It's like they realistically cannot afford to kill him.
No, that's what I mean. Like they got that much power that they can sway it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but you got to think how much money they've got for solicitors.
That's
to
what I
actually
mean.
cover up. So
Yeah,
basi-
that's
so
what I mean.
basically, when Dawn Brancho, who, for those who don't know who Dawn Brancho was, she was the most experienced trainer.
hmm
Where Tillicum was, she was like the best.
Yeah.
As such. and for her to basically make a mistake, that as they say, make a mistake, was like what?
It
Like,
wasn't,
yeah.
it wasn't a mistake.
it's like they've covered it up every single time.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
the man, there was about the second time kill someone was someone broke into the park overnight, and the trainers come in, whether this is true or not,
Yeah.
and basically the man was dead.
Ah,
But he
right.
was carrying his body around. wasn't he,
Yeah,
and
I think
stuff?
basically Tillicum mutilated him.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
He like
so
yeah,
was
chopped off his
that.
balls and stuff.
And then when
didn't he?
when Dawn, so basically all this, what basically changed SeaWorld was I think Dawn Brancho. I think that basically changed everything. So after Dawn Brancho, they weren't allowed to get in the water with him anymore.
No.
Yeah.
that was it.
So
yeah.
stop that. And then basically the pressure from that just built up. And then it's only in recent years they're not allowed to captive breed them anymore.
No. Not allowed
So,
to catch
yeah.
them. And...
Surely, like, I know they've obviously banned the captain breeding, but is there a law to stop him from getting them in the wild still?
I don't
Because
think they're
otherwise,
allowed
this
to.
is not going to stop.
No.
It's just going to keep going and
I
going
don't
and
think
going.
they're allowed to, and Europe's not allowed to, but it's only just beginning in China.
China and
That's
Russia.
what I mean.
isn't it? China and
Surely,
Russia.
like,
There's no
it's not.
rules.
Yeah,
Yeah,
China, especially like, sounds very racist, but especially like China and Japan, when it comes to especially marine life, for
yeah.
some reason,
I mean, what?
they've got no.
I saw
fucking
something.
going
I
into
swear
it.
done they kill like 20,000 dolphins a year or some shit
I'll
like
go
that.
into
The
that
sharks
at the end,
are millions.
but yeah, they based it. It's going to be China's got the biggest park, and I think it's going to be in the world, and they've caught loads of orcas. But basically, they're orcas from the coast of Russia, and the Russian orcas kill seals, whales. So they're going to be
highly
Yeah.
aggressive.
highly aggressive. So
Yeah.
I'll go into that later on anyway. So yeah. So the first baby orca born in captivity was called in 1988 was called Kalina, and the mother of the whales was called Katina. Katina was one of the more experienced whales, a very loved whale.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, as the whale got a little bit older, probably a year old or whatever, I don't know the actual dates.
This is Kalina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as Kalina, yeah. She, when they're doing shows, Kalina they called it ruin the shows, get in the way. Basically, be a kid,
Yeah.
play,
Mm.
not. You get Mika, your little niece, right? And you say, right, you can't play today, you've got to go and work.
Mm.
It's like, they don't understand that.
No.
No.
So they're basically forcing her to play. So they've forcing her to work. So they just got sick of that basically. Thought it was so they removed the whale. They literally took the whale away and took it to a different park.
So she
you
moved.
get them in their medication pool, raise the water so that you can get out, and basically take her out and move her to a different park. So she
But-
wouldn't disturb the show.
So basically, because she was useless to them, they fucked her off.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fucking
Away,
hell,
away
man.
from, away
But
from
then
her
that-
mum.
Yeah, from her mum. So
Ooh.
then she's gone to a different park. With whales, she now can't communicate with.
She don't know who
She
they
don't know
are.
who they are. Like, it's just... She's going to
It's-
get bullied. She's going to get...
Yeah.
Like,
It's cruel. It's
Well,
just.
yeah,
It's the
it's-
only word you can think of. It's just barbaric
Evil.
and cruel.
Evil.
Evil.
Just pure fucking evil.
Mm.
So another captive birth was called Takara. And the mother was Kasaka. I think Kasaka's still alive today.
Really?
I think so, yeah. So they were separated for the same reason.
Oh.
When Takara was removed, Kasaka, the mother whale, started basically screaming.
Oh, no.
Apparently they were-
Not like that Free
They
Willy
were-
cry, is
they were-
it?
worse.
Oh,
they were
no,
basically
that is horrible.
mother and calf were like
Inseparable.
yeah, inseparable. That's the word. Basically, yeah, screaming, and basically the trainers have never heard a call like this before, and not in the wild either. So scientists analysed what basically
Depression.
the whale was caused, like was screaming about, and they basically narrowed it down to an extra long range call. The mother was calling for the baby.
Oh.
She couldn't find her. She was in the corner of the pool. She was shaking. Other whales come check up on her, but
Yeah,
like-
they did, didn't they? Yeah.
like she was screaming and screaming and screaming, doing like a long range call to basically call a baby.
Mm.
How could you work here, man?
No, no.
How could you work here?
But I do have a bit of sympathy for the trainers.
Really?
They have formed such a bond with these whales that it's kind of inseparable. They're probably there 7 days a week, 12-hour days, right?
They're not. They're
They are
not
their
really.
kids.
They're not contribute. They are in the end. They're not contributing in the sense of actually taking these animals.
They're
from
not
the
the
wild.
big. It's not their decision to take that.
No.
take the baby. It's the fucking knobheads in the office looking
Yeah.
at the figures, going, "Oh right, this
Yeah,
is
it
not
was
good."
a-
They're trying to
decision
make
to
their
work
life,
Yeah.
the whales'
exactly.
lives
Exactly.
comfortable
They
as possible.
still. It's their choice. They can.
An
but then
ex-trainer-
again, they can leave.
Yeah, an ex-trainer did talk about basically that when the babies used to get ripped apart, whipped away, and they were saying like it was horrible to see, and we didn't want it to happen.
No.
But we don't own the whales. As simple as that.
Yeah.
We're the trainers, but we don't own them.
I'd happily go to prison
Mm.
Yeah,
to
what
try and
for-
stop it. I'd
yeah,
happily
yeah.
go to prison for that.
How would you stop it?
I don't know. I don't know.
You try and
That's
stop
it.
it, you get arrested, then they're just gonna.
Do it
The
again.
minute you're in that police car, they're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes no
It
difference.
don't
You-
matter what-
You're
what
probably
you do.
you're probably best off just calming the mother, being there for the mother.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they're there to try and make the whales as well as doing the trick snap, but as comfortable as possible. So in a way, saying that they could leave, yeah, they could, but at the same time, there could always be the person following behind them who's not as nice. So they've got it in their heads like if I'm not here to look out,
Someone else is going to do it if they leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Someone else is
No,
going
at
to
the
do it.
same time, it's like I know it's the whole training thing, but you'd think, you know, like the whole bollocks of if they don't do it, feed it. If you still feel so strongly about it, fucking feed the thing.
yeah,
Do
but
you know
then
what I mean?
they get
Regardless
sacked.
of whether it's
They
trained.
could get sacked, and
Yeah, but
then-
you're telling me it's
then-
not worth it.
and then someone else will come in and do the same thing. It's
True,
it's
yeah,
a
I get
cycle.
you.
It
Yeah.
turns to a whole cycle.
That is, it's just like, I don't know. I'll use you two as an example. Can you imagine I was in charge of Ed and Lewis, and I ripped Lewis away because he was distracting Ed.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? How would you feel about that? Come on.
yeah, exactly.
But
yeah.
imagine that.
That whale cry
Imagine that a
wouldn't
million
have
times over. Million times over.
Yeah.
Because it's your daughter or your son. It's
Yeah.
Your,
Yeah, it'd be like trying to take Elijah away from Jess.
yeah, that's what I was going to go into in a minute. But basically, orcas have an extra part of the brain which no one else has.
Mm.
So basically, they've got an extra emotion part of the brain.
Yeah.
So when we get emotional, I
There's
dread that you
tenfold.
you can't think how they feel
Yeah.
and what they.
So hypersensitive.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
we literally can't fathom
I think it's called
what
the
they're
I'm
feeling.
gonna fuck it up now, but the Paralympic
Paralympic, isn't it?
cleft
Mm.
is the part of the brain. But basically, we don't have it.
Yes.
That's
we
insane.
and we can't
But if-
understand.
The thing
No.
is, if that's an emotional thing, right, then obviously aggression is an emotion.
Yeah.
So no wonder they fucking snap like
Mm.
they do and like how aggressive they can get.
Imagine how.
It's like it'd be like us on roids if we were fucking fuming and roided up. You'd be like,
Imagine
"Come
how
on, mate."
mentally strong they got to be before they snap, because like that, you know, I mean, well, I know we keep going back to Tillicum, but like
It,
he only,
it
I know
goes-
he killed 3 people. Yeah, he
It
did.
goes
kill,
into.
he only
I
killed
can't
3
think of
people.
what
Yeah.
the word is, but like they've, you know, in like, so I don't know the words. I'm pretty sure the words, but you know when someone like a serial killer,
Mhm.
they're psychopathic.
Yeah.
Is that the word I'm looking
Yeah.
for?
Yeah.
That's what you're doing to the whales. You're
turning them psycho.
You're turning them psycho. Yeah.
Mm. Oh,
They're
God,
in
yeah.
4 concrete walls all day. Finally get a bit of goodness in their
Yeah.
life, and you've just took it away.
It's,
Like,
it's mental.
if I was, so
torture,
Yeah.
I've got a daughter who's coming up a year old. Big up Eliza.
Who I must say is one of the most adorable little kids I've ever seen in my life. She
Yeah.
is an absolute credit to
she
you.
cute
Jess.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Little diamond.
So my relationship with Eliza is unbreakable.
Mm.
But then Jess, who spends all day with her,
Yeah.
you imagine it'd be bad enough with me. You imagine taking Eliza
Away from Jess.
away from Jess because she wouldn't work.
No.
Because Eliza one, right?
Yeah, because Eliza won't work.
Yeah.
Like you
can't fathom it.
You might just think, oh yeah, a whale's a whale, they'll get over it. No, you
No.
don't get over that.
But again, that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Theoretically, I know not like dramatic. It's not going to be like Taken style, but Jess could theoretically do something about that. Do you know what I mean? She could try and find her
I
child.
think
This whale can't.
any right mum would just lose it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
and it might come to, I don't know, suicide. It might come to anything like that.
Yeah.
You think how hard that'd be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I know it's not on the sorry, to cut you off. It's not
Alright.
on the same circumstances, but you look at Carrie Fisher, who played Leia in Star Wars.
Mm.
She died, and a week later her mum died
yeah.
from
Yeah,
heartbreak.
Yeah, you do hear about that a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
Like
Do you know
that.
what I mean? It's
How
like
with Johnny
you can't fathom it.
But I think a child
Yeah.
now being a dad. So basically, before having Eliza, I thought I knew what love was, right? But then since having, this is sound real soppy, but since
Yeah.
having Eliza, right, it's like a new invention of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can't I can't
Yeah,
explain
I've
to you.
heard-
Can't put it into words.
No, I've heard countless parents say that until you've had a child of your
Oh
own,
mate,
you don't
it's
know
mental.
what.
It's mental. So I can't tell you how that. I wouldn't even know how it feels, but how that would feel for basically someone to take Eliza away and say you're never going to see her again. Like, I don't know what I'd do, to be honest with you.
Nah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really see much point in life if I'm being honest.
No,
with you.
no,
No.
no.
I'm going to sound a bit of a cunt now, but right when someone passes away,
Mm.
you can. I wouldn't say you can get over it.
Yeah, but you can get closure.
But you can get closure.
yeah.
You
and-
can move on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suppose so.
Adapt, so
But
to
if
speak.
you know your child, for example, is out there alive,
Yeah.
you can't see her, him, her, whatever.
Yeah.
I think that would
It's
just tear
worse.
you apart.
That's
Yeah.
worse.
Because all I'm thinking is, if that was me with Eliza, is she living a good life?
Yeah.
Is she
Yeah.
right?
She should be here.
Is she happy?
with
I don't know.
kids.
You don't know if she's
No.
like.
No.
You don't know if she's better.
And
than
your
us,
mind's
or-
going to be going like 10 to the
And if
dozen,
we
thinking
do-
the worst things imaginable because you just can't help
And
it.
if we
do you
don't
know
get
what I mean?
over it, then with that extra part of the brain for emotion, they're
They ain't
never
getting
going to
over
get
it.
over
No.
it. Ever.
No, and it makes sense why a lot of them they breach, they
So
they
many-
I was going
drown
to say,
themselves.
is it common for them to like commit
Oh
suicide
yeah,
and
you
things like
hear
that?
a lot of them who just basically swim around and smash their head as hard as they can. into
They're
the
trying
concrete.
to trying to die.
But that's also how intelligent they are. How do they know that smash like that's concrete? I hit that, that's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
How the fuck do they know that?
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's insane. It is insane.
so. I know this is about SeaWorld, but it's also all the parks. They're all as bad as each other.
Yeah,
Oh, God,
yeah,
yeah.
of course they are.
SeaWorld is just the biggest.
Yeah.
yeah, the most well
Yeah, the
known.
most well known. I think everyone knows SeaWorld. Maybe not everyone knows where Marine Land is and Laura Park.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So basically, day to day, they're treated like shit.
Yeah,
So they have so many shows a day where they work almost tirelessly and loud music.
yeah. They
They're
go
such, they have
hypersensitive.
such
here.
sensitive ears. Like
Mm.
they're so sensitive in the ocean they can hear for miles.
Yeah,
So you put a speaker on the outside booming music.
and especially because I imagine like because they're sonar as well.
Yeah, it's
that
torture.
fucks all
It's
them
fucking-
up.
Yeah, but their sonars. You think their sonar every day they use it to scan the water for miles.
Yeah, it just stop.
They're sonar in a box like a square.
Yeah, that'd
It
drive you
does- yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're bouncing off all the walls. It's not.
Yeah, it's deafening.
So yeah, they're basically so many shows a day. Food deprived. They don't do tricks. They basically do as they say. Barren tanks. Bored. They're just bored in the tanks. Aren't they?
Yeah.
They're just bored in tanks, and basically, when they're stressed, they ram their heads, bite the chains, attack each other, lash out on trainers,
That's what a load of people.
grind their teeth. You ever look at the pictures of the teeth?
Yeah,
Right. Someone Google it. Their teeth are ground down.
they look like molars
Yeah, all of them.
when they're meant to
They're
look like
naturally meant to
canines.
be like natural, not spikes as a shark,
No,
but curved.
Yeah.
but they're serrated as well. Aren't
Kind of
they?
like what we've got really as
Yeah.
humans.
Yeah.
But basically all that around. But
Mm.
they've been ground down from that.
Yeah, they look like fucking molars. I
Yeah.
remember
And they've got
seeing.
so many health problems.
Yeah. I bet.
They get
Their immune
sunburned.
Because
system
surely-
must be fucking dreadful.
Yeah.
That's why they're on so much medication, and they're also drugged.
I was gonna say, are
Yeah.
the pools like chlorinated and that
Yeah.
to keep them clean? So, do you know what? It's like swimming in an acid bath
Yeah.
for 'em.
Oh man, yeah.
So I'm just presuming that's what they're meant to look like. Other than
Yeah, on the
top
left-hand
bits.
side.
Yeah.
And then the right hand side is what they've got holes in where they've been grinding them down.
Yeah.
Jesus
Pools.
Christ.
And
It's
then
stress.
there's
Yeah, no shit.
like that. That's the.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's-
God.
yeah.
That's
It's
disgusting.
like a cavity, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just
Like-
want to cuddle them.
Yeah.
You just want to find one and just
They've
cuddle
got
it.
so many health issues, so they get sunburn.
Mm.
So what do? They give them medication and put a cream on them, which is kind of like paint.
Yeah.
To basically cover the sunburn with black paint.
Because that's what.
No, it's not. I'm not talking about a bit of Dulux and getting a
No, I know what you
No, I
mean.
know what you
painting
mean.
their back with a brush, but it effectively does the same thing.
Yeah. As well as trying to heal it, it covers it as well.
No,
so
it
then,
doesn't really heal it.
well, yeah, oh right, fair.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, it's
so
just
not
so
all the
no
parks.
one
Some of
can-
the parks are in beaming sunlight all day.
Yeah.
Marinelanders. Yeah.
Marine
Yeah.
is in sunlight all day. But,
Yeah, do you know
but
the
then
only bit of-
France isn't beaming sunlight all the time.
No, but you got marine lands in Spain and that, because I remember going. And that's scorching fucking hot. I mean, it reaches
They
what,
have
35, 40 degrees?
days
Yeah, so basically
in
they're
scorching sun. The only shade they've got in that park when it's a blistering day is the crowd.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I mean, especially with places like Spain and that, there's a reason they have siestas.
Yeah.
Because they don't work in the stupid... That's why they're up so early, because they obviously take them hours during the main part of the day.
You know what I think about is
and fuck off.
Shrek with Puss in Boots. Isn't we meant to have a siesta?
That's a fiesta.
Oh, the fiesta.
Yeah.
Oh my bad.
Fiesta's party. Yeah, it's like a rest thing.
Yeah.
Made me look a right cunt now. Ain't you?
Had to do it.
Yeah,
They're
well.
showing us up on our own podcast. I had to do it. But yeah,
Right.
about what 2 to 4 in the baking heat.
Yeah.
They'll stop them. But these animals aren't, are they?
No.
They can't. Right, I'm going for a nap.
So
So
in the
fucking
wild,
hot.
yeah, 'cause in the wild they can dive, and the
Yeah.
deeper you
Yeah.
get, the less
The cooler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, not
The-
cooler, but the less rays, sun
Rest,
rays.
rest
Yeah.
UV
There's
rays.
shade.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
so many things they can get away basically
Yeah.
from it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest, in Florida, 90% I bet it's sunny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
But I know they have
And-
storms and shit like that. But
Yeah, but that's what they have instead of like common rain, isn't it?
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
like you said, it's going to be bacon.
And
Yeah.
it usually it only lasts for like fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they
Because of all the health
scorch the sun
issues, they obviously die young.
again.
So SeaWorld and other parks used to basically lie to the public. So when public ask, and they used to tell,
Yeah.
they used to say to them, "Oh yeah, they live for 25 to 35 years," and they used to say, "Oh yeah, they live longer in captivity than they do in the wild." Well, they knew in 1980 that they had the same lifespan similar to us.
Which is mad.
Yeah. And
So they used to lie to them basically.
I know
so
it's
the public would
money,
hate them.
cover up, lawsuits and that, but for fuck's sake, if this was happening in the 80s and even earlier, why is it taking till now, 5 years ago, for something to be done about it?
'Cause people were
Seriously,
so
for
bone
fuck's
idle.
sake.
I never get why they were allowed to lie. Like that was literally just a bone-faced lie. I don't get how that was a thing. I don't
Because who would
really.
have called them up about it? Let's be honest. And they don't have like you didn't have Google back then,
No,
did you?
it's
No.
right, yeah.
Unless you.
like, you think how easy it is to search something, right? So if someone tells you a lie and you're thinking, "Oh,
That
that
don't
sounds a
sound
bit
right.
dodgy," that does.
Yeah.
So I'll go on Google. How long does an orca live for? And you'd be like, "You're full of shit."
Yeah.
Back
Yeah.
then, I'm surprised you had to go to a library. And let's be honest, I said to Ed, "Oh yeah, cats live 300 years." You'd be like, "All right then." if you knew you had to go to the library, you would go to a fucking library.
No,
No.
no, I can't read.
I mean, even with
We've noted on all the podcasts.
yeah. Yeah, right. Now, hang on a minute. I'll go back on that fucker. All the names that get brought to me.
Hey, that poem you did was lovely.
Oh, I like doing that.
Yeah, you read that.
Yeah, I read it.
That's
Yeah,
how I go to sleep every night.
I did have to read it like about 3 or 4 times before because I wanted to do that
Going
right.
back to that podcast, that
Listen.
iconic, the Kraken.
Yeah,
Oh.
you can't beat that.
Nah. Right, so obviously you've all seen the dorsal fins bent over.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say about that. Yeah, because
So
I
I see
never
what
knew.
you used to tell people, "Oh yeah, it's normal." Happens to so many whales.
It's when
It happens to less than 1%
yeah,
in the wild. Happens to less than 1%.
and that's usually. I bet that's because of parents that have lost their young to fucking SeaWorld.
So the whale they used in Free Willy, was that born with it then, or did it just?
So his real name was Keiko, and I'll go into that a bit later. But basically, I think they need to take some serious notes about that, and that was amazing what the public did for that whale.
Yeah.
Well, after the filming Free Willy, they reckon it didn't have no longer than a year left.
Really?
It lasted another 5. I
Oh
believe,
fucking hell!
From what they did, basically. And
Yeah.
this is what they should do to all the whales.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's all to do with stress and general captivity. To be honest.
depression.
Yeah, so there was over 80 incidents with whales as well through them doing something like lunging for them, dragging them to the bottom of the pool, all sorts like that.
Yeah, there's a video, isn't there, of that
There's a video
guy,
on Blackfish,
and
yeah.
he keeps getting up, and the whale's literally playing with him. He lets him breathe for
Yeah.
a couple of seconds, and
Then
takes
drags him
because
back,
it's a
drags him
deep
back
pool, isn't it?
Yeah.
If that was any of us, would have been dead.
Yeah, because
he's a
you haven't really
trainer,
got lung capacity.
and you have to do the breath holds of when they obviously do the tricks, then that's how he basically lived.
Yeah.
But how calm was he in that?
And he was letting himself hyperventilate
Yeah.
to get oxygen into his
And
body.
basically
and
talking
stuff,
to the
wasn't
whale like,
he? Yeah, and he was being really
like
nice
good
to it.
girl sort of thing, like to try and
Try and like
Let go.
soften it
Yeah.
so it lets go, sort of thing.
Yeah, which you got right. You got to give the trainer props for that in a sense because that point, because it was in front of a crowd, wasn't it?
I think.
yeah, it was a night show.
It was a night show,
Mm.
but that could have been portrayed as them as evil, ugly monsters.
Yeah.
Whereas he was like softly like talking to it and everything like that. It's kind of like, oh, it was part of the act.
Yeah.
So it kind of like brushed over it.
Did you also ever see that one in San Diego, I think it was, when that whale basically crushed? So the whale was riding on the back of one of the whales and it's jumped through the missed signals.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
It was
yeah.
by accident,
Oh.
wasn't it?
Yeah, by accident 'cause they gave him the wrong signal. But basically,
Did it kill him?
no, apparently the wetsuit saved him. The wetsuit basically held his body together.
Oh,
Elastic.
mad.
Yeah.
I think he broke his pelvis and all sorts, but basically the wetsuit basically kept his body together.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like you say, that's just to make. That's not even. That wasn't
That's
aggression.
not-
that was
a
an
whale.
accident.
That was a whale being told to do the wrong thing.
Mm. You imagine, yeah, like you say, imagine if
The
that was.
worst one, in my eyes, is not at SeaWorld. It's things at Miami Sea Aquarium.
Mm.
So, put in your phones, right, or one of you just do it.
Mhm.
Lolita, Lolita,
Laugh out loud.
right, and look at that whale's tank, that orca's tank, compared to the orca. And people
Oh.
still don't know how this is allowed. It's not allowed. It's
No.
against the rules of keeping an orca, but for some reason,
What is it?
No,
supposed
I
to
would
be?
fuck
get
all
away.
that.
no one's going to pay for it to.
That's not real.
That is real, honestly. That's,
You're kidding me.
No, that and two dolphins.
What? In the same
And
Do it-
two.
Yeah, do it from a bird's eye view. Look,
It's living there.
that's his home.
That's
Two
That's literally like the Free Willy thing, isn't it?
The whale is.
Oh
like,
my
I
god!
think
If
the whale-
anyone listening, you Google
Search
it as
it.
well.
Put-
It's fucking
We'll put it either on our Facebook and
or
our
Instagram. Yeah, because that is horrible.
That's
That makes
disgraceful.
you really sad.
That is actually
So
disgraceful.
Lolita is actually one of the oldest in captivity by one year, I think it was.
Yeah.
The oldest ones in SeaWorld, but it was captured in 1970 at 4 years old.
What, she's still
She's
kicking
56.
about, bless her. Oh.
She's still alive today.
And I think she's the one they want to retire the most.
That's where that
She
shows.
deserves it the most.
yeah.
Have to
Well,
put
That just
They
shows how resilient they are as well. Though.
Someone also did some filming around it, and basically the tanks crumbling, everything.
Yeah.
So basically, that's Miami Sea Aquarium. First of all, there was a male orca called Hugo,
Mm.
and Hugo's tank was made for what they call them, sea cows.
Oh,
A manatee
Yeah, I think it was
Manatee.
made for basically them.
or dugongs.
Mate, that thing is like tiny,
Yeah.
tiny.
They put a fucking orca in that.
Yeah. So basically, then he outgrew that. So then they built that one, which thought, oh yeah, it's massive, but it's not. Look
No.
at it.
It's
When you
almost, without sounding ridiculous, it's almost like if you imagine you've got a goldfish and you're just like, oh, I ain't got a fucking tank for it, I'll stick it in a Coke can.
Oh
Yeah,
mate, goldfish
yeah,
owners
yeah.
do my head.
Do
in.
you know what I mean? That's what it'd be like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Or was
what's
it
wrong-
when you
what's
see them
going on with
bowls,
goldfish?
like you see, like,
Yeah, them stupid fucking bowls
Round
on TV
bowls.
shows with
Yeah.
no filter
Or
or anything, and they're
goldfish.
just going round and round.
Yeah, but
and
as a
round.
kid, you are learn that's normal.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how goldfish are.
Yeah.
But that goldfish is in a bowl of water that it pisses and shits in, no filter.
Yeah.
It dies of ammonia burn.
Yeah.
mm,
It dies from its own,
from own fecal matter.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically. And then it's like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's only a goldfish, only £1.
Yeah.
Or £2. I'll go get another one.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's still an animal.
yeah, all the ones that are fair. Like,
That's
nah, I don't like it.
No, I
No, it's
don't.
horrible.
That's why I've always been against. Well, I'm not against. Well, I am and I ain't like against like having like fish and birds, especially. I've always been against having birds because I know you have a bird.
Yep,
now.
cheers, mate.
Yeah, but seeing them like caged up and that, it's just not right.
No. But in all fairness, when I'm
Yours in
No.
really.
it's I'm pretty much out all the time.
Yeah.
Only when I'm not there is it in the cage.
So I've got marine fish,
Mm.
right? There's no denying that, right? Because
Yeah.
it's a massive interest of mine. But right, I'll ask you a question. Is it better to captive breed marine fish or take them from the wild? Black and white. What is your answer?
Well, that's a question.
In a
isn't it?
sense,
It's obvious, isn't it? It's captive breeding,
I would have
Yeah,
said so because they know no different.
Yeah.
and you're not taking them from the wild.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
right?
So it's not like destroying the ecosystem.
All
sort
these
of thing.
fish come from countries of the reefs of countries, third world countries, right?
Mm.
So companies buy fish, right? The divers go catch them as best they can,
Mm.
right? Then they get shipped away and basically come into home aquariums,
Yeah.
right? In some countries they've banned that because they said it's wrong. Them third world countries still need income.
Mm.
So where a fish is worth a certain amount, a dead fish is worth 3 times less than that. So all they do is basically fish the ocean, which is basically happening now, and like you say, just destroy it. 'Cause
Mm.
they're taking every fish because they need the money.
Yeah.
Whereas you take them alive, they only take a
In
certain.
that sense, I get what
they
you're
take
saying.
a certain amount
Yeah.
to basically sustain it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
make sure it's okay.
It's sustainable. Yeah.
and basically the locals look after the sea. No pollution.
Yeah.
They look
yeah.
after
Yeah.
it. No
I
one,
get-
no one fishes it. No one. It's looked after
Mm.
because they know that is their income.
Yeah, and because I see like with the Great Barrier Reef, like so many percentage is bleached.
Yeah, I
Like,
was going to say the majority of it dead now.
A lot of
I
it's
thought it was
dead.
bad.
No, still quite. The barrier reef is enormous.
It is enormous,
Yeah.
yeah. But from what it was 20 years ago,
Yeah.
it is like it's
Yeah. So
it's
yeah,
been
it's
fucked.
effectively taking them from the wild isn't. It's like a necessary evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's with like a certain species. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not like you're fucking taking, for argument's sake, an orca.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's
No.
a very controversial one.
It is, but I just think
I'm really bad at getting my point across.
no.
And
Oh,
I'll
you
listen
did
this
quite
back and say,
well.
I should have said this, should have said that. But like, humans are cunts,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So no matter what, we're still going to be cunts. So am I better? Oh, it's just a tricky one because obviously we're talking about captive orcas. But yeah, by taking them from the wild, effectively, you are kind of saving them.
Yeah.
If you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Thing is, but
Like I
like,
say, if we weren't allowed to,
No.
they're going to capture them anyway.
Mm.
They're going to capture 3 times the amount. 'Cause
Yeah.
they need that same money as that they were earning.
yeah, of course.
And this is going to decimate the ocean.
Yeah. No,
But
yeah.
because
So
of
that way.
So it's like
Coral reefs are
what's the
so
word I'm looking for? Like
important.
controlled
Oh, gosh,
capture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
effectively. They're scientists to allow you to
Yeah.
only
If
take a
scientists
certain few.
are saying this, then it's
Yeah.
obviously for
It's
the
just-
betterment
it's-
of the
it's
planet and for the
sustainable.
animal.
It's sustainable. Yeah.
So
But what I think is as well, it's like because with your tank Connor, like you've got that environment and it's to that spec of that fish or
Oh yeah, I'm not
or
going
breed
to
of
put
fish.
a blue regal tang, which is basically a dory,
Yeah.
as everyone else calls it, because they swim for
No.
like yards and yards and yards. They swim for ages.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fish
you've,
I've got-
you've done it.
A nanofish, which basically in the ocean they'd only stay in their little cave, their
Yeah.
little area.
That's
so,
it.
so they know no
There's-
different.
There's a lot of
What
fish.
the-
There is a lot of fish in the hobby which I don't agree with.
No, right.
For example, one of them is a cleaner wrasse. Have you ever seen on like David Attenborough's Blue Planet and all that sort of stuff, when the whale sharks and manta rays come into Rebel Rock and basically these fish clean them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manta rays are turning up and there's no cleaner wrasse to clean
Clean
them.
them.
Oh, so yeah.
So
So
taking them, yeah. That
but-
fish should not be allowed to be taken.
no.
Yeah.
That fish should not be.
So yeah, like with your fish, it's like from what they are in your tank compared to what they are in the wild. It's
no
no
different.
It's
no
not
different
it's
realistically.
Not effectively different, yeah. In certain ways, you can say they last longer in the wild, but in certain ways, you can say they last longer in the captivity. It's each hobbyist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then again, at the same
you
time,
could be a neglect. You can neglect them, and it's cruel. But you could also look at. You think how much time do I spend on the tank?
I was
How
going
much
to say,
do I-
Yeah.
us three know for a fact that your tank is guarded.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It
Oh
is-
yeah,
it is
it's like pride
pristine.
and joy. It's probably. Jess is going to kill me for this, but it's like second to Eliza.
Jessica look at herself. She's alright.
sorry, Jess.
But like you were just saying, but like the fish in your tank and that, you were saying, yeah, they could potentially last longer in the wild, but that's not necessarily.
No,
because
'cause they-
something's going to eat these,
Yeah.
surely.
It's not just eating, but it's pollution.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, yeah.
Do you know what
So
I mean? There's
it-
many ways that they could die in the wild,
There's
that
good,
they're not
there's
going to die
bad.
in your
There's
tank.
good. There's good to come from captive breeding, and there's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
But
god.
it's like
yeah.
you said, it's a controlled way,
But I
and,
am-
like you
but
said,
I-
you're not having things like that.
Yeah,
Is it
but
wrasse
I
or
am-
tang or whatever?
That would be
Because
wrasse, yeah.
of the distance they cover.
Mm.
The ones you have done.
But I'm also more for the corals than
Yeah.
fish. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, no,
Better
because
look
we
at sort of thing.
need the ocean is desperate for coral.
Well, everyone like says like, oh yeah, you should be taking coral from the ocean. You shouldn't be doing this. But realistically, they don't really take as much now as they ever did.
No.
So if you
And-
take a bit of coral out of the ocean, is it like a thing where I'm guessing? I don't know. Like, you know how you take a bit off a tree and then the tree grows back.
Oh yeah, yeah. They
So it's
grow
like-
back.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That's sustainable.
Yeah.
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 But the thing
More
is-
coral is eaten by parrotfish in the ocean than hobbyists taking it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Basically, and back to the fish thing. The marine hobby, taking fish from the ocean, equates to something like 0.000000003% of the bycatch of fishing.
Oh, fuck me.
Fucking hell.
It's not fishing in general,
Bycatch.
bycatch.
Yeah, so what-
things they chuck back.
Yeah.
So the fish we take in the hobby are 0.00 for whatever I said, 3 of the bycatch.
They're not even making a scratch
There's
on the
no,
dent of
there's
the
no
fucking
scratch.
problem.
There's no dent.
No.
And for anyone listening that are like, oh, whatever, you know what I mean, this, that, and the other, fucking listen to this and what we're saying, and tell me you've never been to a fucking sea life
And I
centre
bet- and I-
or an aquarium and seen the same thing and gone, oh, look how pretty that is.
And I bet you've
So
also,
stop- that's
I
what
bet
I'm
you've
saying.
also got a. God dear.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Woke
No,
the
but you
beast.
think, right? We've all got dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
People have cats.
yeah.
How do you think that
Yeah.
started?
Yeah.
How do
From
you think that
cat.
happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, catching wolves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then crossbreed them. How cruel is the fucking dog trade?
Oh,
Oh,
God, yeah.
horrible.
Come on.
Yeah,
It's
man, you're like
disgraceful.
pugs and
To breed a dog,
stuff like that today.
technically,
Yeah.
it's,
Look at-
it's easy.
Mm.
To breed a fish, it's like science grade.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
I mean, look at
No.
look
I
at
don't know.
so many.
no, I wouldn't honestly.
Think
It's
it's right. Look
I
at so
bet if
many
you gave
fish
you a
in
little
that.
while,
some
you
hard
would.
graft.
Look at so many fish in that, and they haven't changed.
Mm.
You look at a bulldog now compared to what they used to look like.
Yeah.
Bulldogs should not be alive.
Pugs.
Do you know what I mean?
I know-
Exactly.
yeah,
They're
I-
completely different fucking animals.
I know, like you love bulldogs, don't you?
Yeah, but I'd never own one.
no,
I'd never ever
because
own
they just should not be alive.
No.
because it's just cruel.
We do not deserve dogs. It's
No.
as simple as that.
Yeah,
we don't deserve
100%.
animals.
definitely not dogs. Because dogs live for you. You don't
Yeah.
live for them.
No.
that is it.
Oh, I don't know. I got to work for that little boy.
Yeah,
No.
but let me put it to you this way, without sounding horrible. Say like he dies, right?
He won't die, but yeah, carry on.
Right. Let's just say he does.
He won't, but carry on.
Fucking hell, boy! Right. In this made up world, let's say he dies, okay?
Agree to disagree. Yeah.
You telling me in a few, like, however many years, you're not going to get another dog?
No, that's true. Yeah.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
it's like my mum and dad's dog. Well, I mean, it was our dog. It was everyone.
Big up Digby.
Yeah.
Everyone loved Digby.
Everyone
Yeah,
loved
he was
Digby.
such a good
And
boy.
you know, he's been gone 3 years, and I think. Oh,
Really?
I remember sending that text to you boys. Anyway,
Oh,
I was a bit,
But-
but love Digby.
For
they're
those
only
who don't
just-
know, Digby was a Labrador and the best Labrador on the earth has ever seen.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh,
boy.
yeah.
He was
Send me a
so
picture.
friendly. He could not hurt a fly.
No.
He was
But like
lovely.
you were saying, sorry.
I can't remember. Oh yeah, that was it. He's been gone sort of 3 years now. Mum and dad are only just thinking about it. Getting another
Yeah,
one.
exactly. That's what I mean. It's like,
But like,
you're not replacing them.
It's
No.
like the it's like
But-
the thing Connor was saying about the grief thing. It doesn't go away, but
No, it fills
You
that
get
void,
closure
doesn't
on
it?
it.
You move
Yeah,
what you
you're not
move on in a
replacing it,
sense.
but it fills that void.
No.
like
Going back to that, I didn't mean
Yeah.
like people who lose people don't. It's not as bad as this,
No,
but
no, no.
It's awful.
Oh no,
Yeah, it's
I know
awful.
what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to compare it to like. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly
Yeah.
what you're saying. It's like when
Sorry, I won't upset anyone.
no, it's like when we lost, like me and Courtney lost Luna, who was our black and white cat, and she was my cat. I love that thing, and she died pretty much in front of me, and we couldn't. I hated being in the house because she just weren't there.
Yeah.
So now we've got 2 cats, and it's not not replacing Luna.
No, but
But
you're
it's
filling the
replacing
void
that
that
void.
she left.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You like your pussy head, don't you?
Ah, yeah, now. Except they're boys. That's Mikael and Stanley.
fit.
Yeah. So going back to
Cat's fit.
going back to this to the orcas.
It's just so damn
So I
sexy.
told you about the Lita, didn't I? About
Yeah.
the tanks
Yeah.
and all that. So Hugo was the whale before.
Mm.
Hugo was in the new tank, and then they got Lolita. Hugo killed himself.
Oh,
He
really?
rammed himself into the tank,
Was
gave
he the
himself a
one
brain.
Yeah.
Brain. What's it?
Hemorrhage.
Brain
Hemorrhage. That's it, and basically died. He was that stressed out, and basically Lita's been alone for that whole time.
Oh,
I don't know what year it was. It was in like
And they-
80s or 90s.
Yeah, and they're pod animals.
Yeah,
They're
so
a
that,
group
that
animal.
animal is on its own. It's got 2 dolphins in there, but they're not.
It's not
they're
a
completely
whale.
different species.
Yeah, it's not.
Right.
It's not an orca.
No.
It's like us living with a tortoise and be like,
Even if it was an orca,
Yeah,
the chan-
exactly.
Even if it was an orca, the chances are it's not from the same family. So
No,
I mean,
exactly.
right.
So it just wouldn't. They wouldn't gel. It.
means nothing.
So
Hey,
yeah,
has there
No,
ever
yeah.
been like a case where there are 2 orcas from the same pod, like in a aquarium or whatever?
Yeah,
What do
that's
you mean?
true.
The same. I don't know. I don't. I should imagine in the early days where SeaWorld were just taken from Washington, and
Yeah.
then Iceland. I imagine
Yeah,
there
yeah.
eventually, but where there's been captive breeding and
Yeah.
moved about, and
Yeah.
let's be
yeah.
honest, when they captive breed, they probably don't even learn the native language of that
Well, no.
whale. So
It's mad to think, really, like, as a human, we always say, like, oh, animals have their own language and everything, but when you actually think of it, like, with the orcas, like, a Washington orca speaks completely different to an Iceland orca.
Yeah.
Like, but you don't think that about any other animal.
No.
It's not like we speak English and then there's people speaking Spanish. You just don't think that with animals.
No.
You think like a German Shepherd from UK and a German Shepherd from Austria, they're going to speak the exact same. But
the
they
Austrian
probably,
one would drink beer, wouldn't it?
yeah, you know what I mean. Like, but in reality, they could probably be completely different.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just don't comprehend that.
No.
You don't think you think, oh, he woofs, so he's
Yeah.
just
So
fucking dog.
SeaWorld and I imagine European whales will die out,
Mm.
and I think that industry is gone
Oh no.
on this side of the planet.
Yeah.
Whereas it's only just starting in China.
Mm.
So, I never say this. Qinlong, Ocean Kingdom, have 15 orca there.
Fuck's
And they're all wild caught. All of them, off the Russia, like I said.
I just,
Oh.
So Russian, capture them, send to China.
Yeah.
So,
right, boys, save up. We're all going to buy a boat. And when we see these fucking whaling boats, we're going to sink them. Don't know how yet, I'm figuring it out.
Oh, fucking
mate,
sit on
they're
it.
Russians, I'm not going to get involved.
Yeah.
Fucking disgusting the human race is.
Yeah.
Reset it.
Yeah.
Just flatten it and start again.
Yeah, but then, apart from the podcast, obviously.
Oh no, the podcast survives anything.
They got a whale shark in there.
The whale sharks everywhere, mate.
Yeah, there's
Dubai, all sorts.
in the
Yeah.
UK as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
Where?
There's a aquarium in Scotland, I believe.
Sure.
Yeah, I think so.
That's so sad.
Just putting whale shark
But you
captivity
see
in
the size
UK.
of the tanks they have.
Mm.
How is it not comprehended to people that orcas need bigger?
No, it's still too small for the whale shark.
Yeah, but do you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
see the size of them compared to the size of the
But
tanks
you
an
got to
orca
understand,
has. It's
an
like,
orca
for fuck's sake,
could
come
an
on.
orca have a bigger tank? Let's be real. Could it have a bigger tank? Right, from a human's perspective, they are massive.
Mm.
Yeah.
The whale can dive, it can go left to right quite far, but because
It's
it's,
still gonna be
because
too
it's an
small, isn't
orca,
Mm.
it's
Tiny.
because
It's
they're
a
what
puddle.
they need. Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, for what they need.
Yeah.
If you give that to a clownfish,
I'll be buzzing.
do you know what I mean?
It'd be like a
well,
fucking
it'd be too
three-piece
big,
mansion.
Yeah. But that's like the whole thing, like with why they can't. It's so like great white sharks, how they can never bring them into captivity. But I think it's they're
That baffles me. That does. So I really thought
Can't find it.
the pressure
Not
of
really.
getting a captive great white shark would be top. Of
Oh,
the
it has
priority.
been.
Oh yeah,
And it was.
Well, they've tried multiple times.
I
haven't
think,
they?
I,
They've
think,
tried.
I think behind the scenes of us knowing they are still trying.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course
God,
they are.
There's only been. It was only a few years ago. I remember actually sharing it on my Facebook. They tried it. I think it was Japan.
Wasn't that the most successful one they've had?
It was most successful, and that was 2 days.
Oh, and I didn't have one for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I thought
Oh
it
yeah,
was
no, it
something
was
like
that
It
one.
was,
Sorry.
it was a baby, which they,
Yeah.
again, conveniently caught in their nets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shink they did.
Yeah. Shink, ain't it? Yeah, no.
Shink so.
It's only going for a tuna. Next thing you know, this fucking great whale was there.
Yeah,
It was
They
yeah.
like,
didn't have
oh,
that
might as well
one end
keep
up
it.
the net, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then they had to bring it back.
Yeah.
They could just let it go.
No, of course they couldn't. Nah.
But because great whites are local, great whites they migrate everywhere. They can't stay in in a reef
Yeah.
or anything like that. They are always on the move to this place, that
Their
place.
food's always on the move, isn't
Their
it?
food's always on the move, and they get so frustrated, and they just like orcas. They just smash
But you
themselves
got to think,
against
if
the side.
there's a family feud in a pod, they'll separate themselves. It's the ocean, right?
Yeah.
It's massive. In the tanks,
They can't
They
get
ain't
away.
going anywhere.
no, because they're in.
They can't go. It's like if I lock that door in here and say we had an argument, we couldn't
That
get
would
away
not
from each
happen,
other.
because
No, you know what I mean.
yeah.
Like say and we had an argument, we just could not get away from each other. We'd end up at each other's throats.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, So you know what I mean. So
Why is it Vaseline?
well, Connor, this is the initiation.
It's painful.
Don't ask Court.
Right, so basically, them ones what were caught in Russia for China,
Yeah.
they basically got in touch with the person who used to hunt orcas for SeaWorld and stuff, and basically offered him a lot of money to do it. He obviously rejected because he then knew it was wrong, basically. But these orcas are in tanks with no daylight.
Oh, so they're in
Only
darkness.
artificial lights.
Oh, is this the
Oh,
China
artificial.
one?
Oh,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Only artificial light. They never see daylight.
Oh,
Can you actually imagine that?
No.
Yeah.
you go insane.
Like I say, it's the same thing. If I close that door and this is the only light we've got.
Yeah, you go
For the rest
insane.
of your life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why didn't they make a park? Well, that's like unheard of, surely. Or why would you have
You
a
got to think
park?
with all the, I suppose it's
Weather
to do,
and
it's to do
stuff.
with weather, everything, isn't it?
Mm.
Disgusting.
Also, drones these days, you can see anything, can't
And
you?
it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
Drones, like if you can't get a drone in there, no one can film anything. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
get
was
away.
gonna say with the Blackfish documentary, didn't they have to do that on the secret and everything? Like SeaWorld didn't have a fucking clue for the majority of it.
Oh, I
Like
honestly.
documenting it and
Oh,
everything.
yeah,
they had
yeah,
to
I'm
do it
pretty
all
sure.
hush hush.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because
I know
this.
the trainers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
ex-trainers. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think.
that is going to be the largest park in China. But it's not.
It's still not even.
It's
remotely big
basically
enough for them.
gone back to what year did I say? To start this podcast
60.
1964. You
Oh.
basically reset the clock over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gone back to that, and it'll
Yeah, but
probably go on for longer than
you,
what.
you imagine they've got those, like you said, they've got the Russian ones who theoretically might be more aggressive because they've got to hunt the.
Yeah.
Whales
Yeah,
and
exactly.
seals and
Imagine how long
penguins.
it's going to be until they.
Well, look
start-
how long it's took
Mm.
for here.
Yeah, let's be honest though. If they did it,
It's
you
not
would
gonna-
never hear of it.
No.
No.
True, yeah.
No.
Yeah,
They'd probably come up with some propaganda saying, no, we felt bad, we put it back in the wild, when really they
Well, you
just
look
put an
at-
axe through its
You
head.
look at places like China, Korea, Japan, and all them. The way they torture dogs and cook them, and do you know what I mean? Like skin
Oh,
them and
no.
everything.
While they're
If
still alive.
imagine that happened here,
Yeah.
the uproar that would fucking happen,
Mm.
and it's been happening for centuries and centuries.
Yeah,
over
they
there.
don't see animals.
can't do anything
They
about
don't
it.
see animals like
No,
how we do. And I mean, I don't want to cause any disrespect. I mean, everyone is different. Like, I imagine a large proportion of these Asian countries do treat animals with respect, but there is such a large population what don't.
Yeah.
They
But the
seem-
problem as well with that is,
It just seem as
even
objects.
if there isn't a massive amount of population that don't treat them with respect, they know no different.
Yeah.
No,
Do you know
that's
what I
it.
mean?
They've got to get with the time.
Yeah.
Because they're treating animals like objects when they're really not.
No.
They do feel. I'm not saying like they're no. I am saying like they're all in a way their own sentient being in a sense.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was only recently that octopuses have been classed as sentient
Yeah, you
beings.
said that on
Yeah.
your last podcast, didn't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Because I love
And going
octopuses.
back to the
but Josh
octopus,
hates.
actually, you know, like how you were saying, like
Yeah, I
they
think
get
you've
bored
done
and
that.
everything. Weren't you saying they have to put like toys and that
Yeah,
in the tanks
in-
with
in the
octopus
aqua-
to
in-
stop them from
in-
escaping because
in-
they'll get bored?
In aquariums, they have to put stuff like Rubik's cubes, basically like kids' toys as well.
Yeah.
To basically entertain themselves.
They're
Because
that.
otherwise they get
they're
bored
that
and escape,
intelligent.
but these poor fuckers can't.
No, they can't. No, that's what I mean. It is so tragic. Like, I like the idea of zoos because a lot of zoos is more for conservation.
But they
'cause
have their demons as well.
they
Yeah,
do
of
have
course
their
they
demons.
do.
Of course, they have their demons. I'm not saying they're all squeaky clean.
They're in the same. How did they get the first rhino in there? How did they get the first?
Yeah, I'm
giant?
not saying it is all squeaky clean, but at the same time, when they're now doing like breeding programs and everything for rhinos because of how they're butchered in the wild.
Yeah.
They're doing that to preserve their species, and it's like with Steve Irwin and his zoo. He started off catching crocodiles from the wild, but they weren't like any normal crocodile. They were like problem crocodiles, like animals.
They was either going to get killed.
Yeah, they were going to
They
get.
were going to get killed, weren't they? Let's be
Yeah, they were
honest.
going to get killed, and he
Shot.
gave them that sense of life. And I mean, you've all seen like the Crocodile Hunter and everything. Like
Yeah.
the environments he put them in was spectacular.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
amazing.
You know what I mean? But
It's
then
like
when you
the-
see
it's like the whole Jurassic Park saying he spared no expense.
no, he done everything. But then when you see like SeaWorld, and they literally put a fucking orca in a tank, in
In
a
a
wa-
bath
in a swimming pool, pretty
Yeah.
much. It's like there's no consideration
No.
for
The
that animal.
the best thing I've seen when it comes to like animals and that sort of thing are like in Africa, like the safari rides.
Yeah.
Where you're in the car, they're in the
Oh,
wild.
yeah,
If you don't
yeah.
see them, that's your problem. Oh look, there's one. Enjoying
Well,
life like it's fucking supposed
Like
to.
the whale watching and stuff in Norway. And stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Things
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Oh, boys, we've recorded this. We've got to have a look about it.
Yeah,
some of that.
Well, we
on
could do
there.
Australia because that's where the humpback whales are currently mating. So
Yeah.
Oh
flight
yeah,
tomorrow, shall we?
just off to. What was he?
See you later.
Well, no,
What you got,
because me
Australia?
and Josh want to go cage diving with great whites out
Oh, I'll leave
in
you
South
to that.
Africa in Cape
Again.
Town.
Like that.
Yeah.
We're in the cage.
Yeah.
They're not.
No.
that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'd happily pay for that.
Yeah.
Every day of the week, but I'd see it in a lot of zoos and that it is mainly for preserving species and to provide conservation for the animals what are in the wild.
Yeah. There's so many. That's what like so many like what's the other word? Not zoos. What's the other word I'm looking for? Like safari parks and that sort of thing.
Oh,
They're like trying to bring up the population to release them back into the wild, isn't
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but and it's sad. Like I know we are going a bit of a tangent here, but like with rhinos, now they
Hey, big
when-
rhino.
big rhino. When they're young, they cut off the horn already.
it? So that the poachers
So the
don't
po-
kill them
yeah,
because
so
they're
that-
worthless.
Yeah,
But
you-
But then again, wouldn't they still kill them because there's other parts of them they can still
No,
kill?
It's a
it's
very
not
sad
really.
reality,
that's
isn't
a sad reality.
It is.
We have to do that to protect them.
Yeah.
But that horn is.
it's there for a reason.
That's how they
Yeah.
fight. That's how they protect themselves.
Yeah.
It was like that male,
like
the last male
lions.
rhino, and they have 4 poachers with them at all
it?
time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah,
That
like,
shouldn't be needed.
guards. No, it shouldn't. Yeah, the 4 guards.
Like I say, cash is king because that horn is worth.
thousands
How
on the
much?
black market.
Yeah.
I'd love to be one of
But
them
the thing
guards.
is,
you know.
it's
I'd
mad when
just
you
love to
think
shoot a
back. I know
poacher.
it's changed a lot nowadays, but you think back even like 5-10 years ago, where it was common, well not common, but you know when people had like crocodile skin
Yeah,
bags
Yeah,
and
yeah.
snake skin shoes and all,
Leopard like rugs.
yeah,
Yeah.
all that sort of shit, and it's like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Cruella de
So-
Vil.
yeah, so, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You're like, what the actual fuck?
No, I've never got the reason for it.
No.
Like, the understanding.
But even
Yeah.
even you look even like closer to home with things like leather belts, leather sofas,
Yeah,
and that.
yeah.
They come from cow skin.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
But
It's only now people are trying to move away from that.
yeah.
the only thing I can come up with that is when
It'd be wasted otherwise, wouldn't it?
it would be wasted. When they kill the cow, like they use it for the meat, like your beef and everything like that.
Yeah.
They're using the whole animal.
Yeah.
That's going back to like Native Americans. When they killed a buffalo, they used every part of that buffalo.
Yeah.
Which I think is
But that's what I'm
Spectacular.
saying. Like, that, like you said, it's got its own, what's the word I'm looking for?
but it's sustainable.
Yeah, it's sustainable and it's, for lack of a better word, reasonable.
Mm.
But if they're doing that with things like cows that are so common, these rare animals,
Yeah.
and they're butchering them for
Yeah.
stupid fucking shit. You're like, come on.
No, like we've said countless times on the podcast, like we hate trophy hunters. Like I've always
What else
loved.
do you hate?
Huh?
What else do you hate again?
We're not on about that. Just on about trophy hunters. We want one episode where we don't mention them. But like,
Imagine both of them rolled into one though.
oh man, I'd slash them up. I'd carve them up. I don't care if I go
I
to
thought you were
prison.
going to say like vampires or something.
Twilight.
Twilight.
Which is an awesome film.
It's shocking.
They're so
Really
good.
not. It's really not.
And this will be the last ever episode that Connor is on. Thank you very much.
Well, I like them.
But like with trophy hunters, that animal's dying in vain.
Yeah.
If you kill an animal to eat it, it's not, because it's creating that circle of life.
Yeah.
Do you know
But
what I
even
mean?
then, a lot of like hunters in America and that do like hunt for food. They're on ranches and things. They're not just 9 times out of 10
And
not
also-
out in the wild
No,
getting them.
and also with wild hunters, they have to document what they've hunted.
Yeah.
The bucks and everything. They're on points.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
But that way of thinking is also how they get away with shark fin
Mm.
trade,
Yeah.
because they brought in a law that basically if you take a shark, you can't just take its fin. You've got to use everything.
Yeah.
But let's be honest,
They don't.
can just chuck them in the bin. couldn't
Yeah, of
they?
course
Yeah.
they do.
Oh yeah.
It's their caveat of getting out of it. Again, money.
Mm.
Yeah.
Money. It's just,
Yeah,
it's just
it's that whole psyche.
money.
I hate ABBA.
Yeah, they do, that's what
I
I'm
hate
saying.
ABBA. I don't know.
Yes.
But yeah,
Same.
back to the orca. What happened to Keiko, who was Free Willy?
Yeah.
Basically, is the way they should do it, I think. So basically, Warner Brothers were in search for a whale, which was incredibly disfortunate as such.
Mm.
So basically, Keiko was in a dolphin pool. The pool was actually designed for dolphins, like as
Fucking
in
hell.
So that
standard
is
dolphins, what you think of.
literally Free Willy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the pool it was in.
Oh right.
Had terrible skin issues, terrible infections,
Mm.
and basically vet said it probably ain't got another year in it. So they did the films, and basically when everyone see the film, they was like, but Keiko isn't free. So the
Yeah.
pressure from the public then brought on basically Keiko's freedom.
Mm.
So the park, who had Keiko, donated him, which is good on them, basically giving their whale
Mm.
for a better home, and then donations from everyone basically was to get him back to where he come from. I think it was Iceland
Right.
or Greenland or something like that.
Mm.
So the US Air Force chipped in as well. They
Did they?
flew the whale from USA in New Mexico.
Mm.
Do you know anything about how they transport them?
Yeah,
How do they
have
transport them?
basically this massive
That's
Portaloo
swing.
looking tanks.
Are they
Oh.
submerged then?
Yeah,
Oh right.
but they also not
can
fully
dry up.
submerged. They also wrap them in like they put a cream on them,
Right.
so they don't actually need the water to breathe or anything like that.
No,
It's
it's
just
sort of
just
skin
skin
drying,
supple.
isn't
So they
isn't
put
it?
this like white cream all over them, but basically just keeps their skin hydrated.
Oh okay.
And basically just, they're checked on. They've got so many vets around.
Are they-
them, they're sprayed.
Are they asleep? I'm guessing.
I think they might be slightly like chilled, sedated, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
yeah.
Anyway, they flew him over there. They built him a purpose tank to get him back to the cold temperatures he meant to be at, feeding the right fish, the right diet, everything.
Yeah.
Basically, within a few months, the skin and infections cleared up.
Wow.
They was teaching him how to do breath holds.
How
Because
do
he-
you
'cause
teach
he-
a fish?
How the fuck? Yeah, how the fuck do you teach?
To be fair, how do you teach
he's
fish to
trained.
do
He's
anything?
a trained whale. He'll do whatever the humans
I know,
say.
but like, how does a human train an orca to hold its breath?
Food.
Yeah, basically.
That's it. Yeah, but how? Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like, what's the
If-
process?
if that's
How
what-
do you start that?
Yeah.
You're like, right,
So
1, 2, 3. Ah, you only got 3 seconds, so you're only having a little bit of fish.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're like, what the?
Basically,
How the
improvers-
fuck do you do that?
improve his breath hold. Put live fish in there as well. Teach him kind of how to hunt.
Did he do it?
Yeah, and they used to go for, they called them walks. So he learned what the boat was, what colour it was, and all that. That's where the humans were, and basically followed the boat in the sea.
That's adorable.
And they even took him to a random pod to see if he'd interact.
Did he interact?
And there was a little bit of interaction, yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, doing all that, getting back to his usual, in a storm, he then lost the boat as such and went on his way. He had trackers and all that, and they tracked him travelling for miles. And when they caught up with him a few months later, he put on weight.
So it must
He,
be.
he
was
hunted.
hunting.
He hunted. He hunted food.
That's brilliant.
So
It
and then-
shows
But then
there is a
what
way.
then,
Yeah,
killed,
but that
what then
was
killed him was he then found humans again
Oh.
and then stuck around the humans.
So this is where the
Then caught pneumonia and then died. But he got given that year to live. He lasted like another 5 years.
Yeah.
Just Mick Ale licking the mic.
So
So
it's got something
that's
to
why
say.
they should retire him. But they're basically saying because he only lasted 5 years, it's a failure.
How's that?
No.
How's that a failure?
The only failure was he got interacting with humans again
Yeah.
because he
Yeah.
knows humans so well.
The humans literally feeding him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coasts and stuff.
That's where it shows the worst humanity, but also the best.
Yeah.
They did all this because of the uproar they got, because of how he was
The,
treated during the films.
donations were mad.
That's where humanity is itself is so great, and how much we can actually do
Yeah.
if we all join together.
Oh yeah.
I know
These-
it's a
these
cliche thing.
days-
You see it a lot in like fucking, for argument's sake, way off topic. But you look at it like with football recently. You know when the whole European Super League was going to happen,
Yeah.
and all these big teams were going to branch out and basically fuck everyone else off, and every fan was like, "No, you fucking ain't,"
But it's even
and they
easy-
scrapped it.
It's even easier these days. You know why? Social media.
So-
Yeah,
media,
exactly.
Social media is.
And like what
And it's
we're
also
doing
like
now.
what-
what's
saying.
happened to SeaWorld? Social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what we're saying, it's the greatest thing, but the worst thing at the same time.
If they manage to get the money and sorted before social media, before proper high tech phones and all that, they could do it so much easier now.
Really,
Yeah.
you want Elon Musk to just buy out SeaWorld
Yeah.
and then get them on the
Shouldn't have to come
path.
to that. SeaWorld should retire the whales.
They should, but while they're making money, they're not going to.
No.
But they've basically signed into found coves, perfect for them.
Yeah.
But-
This
But
is
how
nothing's
long? Look
happening.
how long it's took for that to be a case. And like you said, with China and them now starting, are they? If they ever do end up in this state that, like, for lack of a better word, RC worlds are now, how long's that going to fucking take?
I don't think that'll ever.
So,
I don't think it'll ever happen.
So Keiko was then.
I don't know. You got to start somewhere.
Keiko then died, but
You have, but,
Yeah, but
like
then,
what
like
we
I
were
was
saying
saying earlier
with
with
a
China.
country, with countries like China and that, where they don't see animals as living things, pretty much. They see them as objects.
that doesn't go for all of China.
No.
No.
Like I
across.
said, no.
No.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that
We're
at
not,
all.
we're not on about the country in general. We're just on about these places.
There's evil people in every.
But like,
Yeah, of course
but like
there
what we
is.
were saying, like you said, everyone's got to start somewhere. But you look at the way the people treating dolphins and the way they're treating dogs and that's been going for decades, and no one's done fuck all about that. So why are they now going to do it about an orca?
Yeah, but we used. I don't know.
No, you know what I'm getting at.
That's what I mean. But it's all well and good being all
Maybe
negative. You all think of it about being a really good thing. Of we're finally getting some stuff sorted.
yeah,
It's
maybe
gonna
Yeah,
now
yeah,
we have
yeah.
got social media.
But I bet you if
And
you
the
were to tell
internet.
someone in say 1990s that we've been now where we are now with captive and do you know what I mean, we're not allowed to captive breed them anymore. We're not allowed to hunt them. We're not allowed to.
No.
I mean, we've done fucking like people have done well. To
You
stop
got
that
yeah.
now.
I think you've always got to try and a bit of a good thing about
Yeah.
it.
Oh God,
But it
yeah.
always
It took way too long.
The
It
beauty
was
of
awful.
it is, yeah,
I'm
but the
not-
beauty of it is it always starts with something
Yeah.
or someone. For argument's sake, you can not necessarily just orcas and that, but you can look at literally anything. For argument's sake, I don't know, slave trade. For argument's sake.
Right.
And you got like what's his fucking name? I want to say Thomas Edison, but it's not Thomas Edison at all.
Thomas
Abraham
Clarkson.
Lincoln.
Yeah, Abe Lincoln and Thomas Clarkson and all them. And they started, and do you know what I mean? Slave trade.
It's a
Yeah, okay, it
bonus.
still happens in some countries, but do you know, compared to what it was, it's completely different.
Yeah, yeah.
With SeaWorld and
It's
the
gotta
orcas
take-
and that.
It's got to take that bit of evil
Yeah,
to then
someone
create
someone
good.
needs to push the first domino for it all to go cascading.
But I'm not giving any credit to SeaWorld. I'm not saying they've done the right thing because literally, when they weren't allowed to then swim with them, they appealed it and tried to get it back. And when they was told they can't captive breed them, they appealed it. So they didn't want this.
No.
They're being forced to now.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm not giving any credit saying, oh yeah, they've done the right thing, SeaWorld, because they haven't.
No, they haven't.
You give it their way, they'd still be probably hunting them out of fucking Washington.
Yeah, they'd be hunting Mount Washington. They'd be captive breed them.
Of course they would.
It'd still be.
No, they wouldn't be captive breed them because it's probably more effort. They'd be taking them from the wild.
Yeah, it's a lot less effort.
Yeah.
Probably a lot less.
They ain't
money
got to
as well.
fucking raise and nurture because
No.
the family's already done that for them. It's just like, all right, we'll have that one, nice one.
I always
Yeah.
find it quite weird how they sort of make the killer out of it. It's not natural. They used to like wank off Tillicum.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. But I
Fine.
just picture someone tossing off a fucking orca.
Mate, they are hung. Dear God. But we're in half seen this. It's in Blackfish, so
Yeah, but this is what's mad, right? You just said an orca's hung. Yeah? What the fuck is a blue whale like?
I think it was like
Jesus Christ, that cock must be the size of the Eiffel Tower.
Well endowed.
Yeah. He ain't afraid to get in the showers, that Donny.
Who's that?
A blue whale.
Oh,
Who's that? You know, a blue whale.
Big John.
What are you fucking on about?
He
He
lives
was down
up
the
to
pub
his
the other
name.
day, you tit.
Oh yeah. No, sorry, I kind of zoned out for a second then.
We boring you?
Nah. Well, nah. I'm joking.
And then you mentioned last episode about the new Free Willy film, didn't you? With what's the name again?
Bindi
Bindi
Irwin.
Bindi Irwin. So you think, oh yeah, she wouldn't support like using whales in parks, not filming. They're all computerised.
Yeah.
And Free Willy 1, 2, and 3, brilliant. Like
Yeah.
even to this day, I love them.
Yeah, I've got
I
on
love
it,
them.
especially the second one.
I like
Yeah.
him, but I haven't watched
Number
him since I
4
watched
with
Blackfish.
Bindi Irwin, dog shit.
Yeah.
it's so
Is that
shit.
because it's computer generated? though?
You can tell they're computer generated. The story lacks. It's just shit. It's so shit.
And it's just
I've
so.
seen it once and I'll never ever watch it again.
And it's just so weird, like, because she weren't Bindi Irwin in it.
No.
Like, we've all grown up as this little girl, Steve Irwin's daughter, and she was having to play a character, and it just weren't right. It just
Yeah.
shouldn't-
Effectively, the latest Free Willy is kind of how the first whale came into captivity. So the story was that a baby whale, like an infant, real infant, swam into a bay and they netted it off and basically made it do tricks and all that for like money and stuff. So
Yeah.
effectively, that's kind of what happened with the first orca in captivity.
Maybe that's what because
They were going for.
Oh
Yeah.
no, but it was so shit. I would class it as one of you, as you talk about B movies.
yeah,
Oh, it was terrible. Oh, it was so shit.
Nothing beats a B movie.
you can't beat
Oh,
a good
mate,
beat
no.
movie, I'm telling you. But yeah, because I can remember watching Free Willy as a kid. You were just in awe of a killer whale and how clever they were.
Yeah.
So with Flipper, them
yeah.
films and
So
Andre.
Flipper was that was obviously a dolphin who was his training was called Rico Barry,
Mm.
and when Flipper died, his mind was just it was like losing a kid for him.
Mm.
Oh.
Now he goes into like trying to stop it. So in Japan, there's a place called Taiji, which is a cove.
Oh, is that where they do
That's
that
like,
horrible
and
thing?
they still do it
Oh.
today. They hunt them, they
Mm.
get them in coves,
It's obviously experienced,
take out
isn't
the good-looking young, basically ones what will do well in aquariums,
Yeah.
and
Sorry.
kill the rest.
Jesus Christ. Right. How the fuck can you tell a good looking dolphin?
Because they're young and there's no marks on them. There's no
I know, but you know what I mean? It's like,
How do you know a good looking koi?
touche.
And you got to think it's got to be young.
Too fucking
It's got to be
shit.
young, so it can be transported easy, taught young.
Yeah.
It's got to have no marks on it. It's
Mm.
got to be just like your classic.
Bottlenose dolphin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
And they're critically endangered now.
Are they?
They are.
But basically, if you there's the documentary The Cove, and that's about him.
Mm.
And basically, when he lands in Japan, he's followed.
Yeah.
He's followed and
it's like the
yeah.
conspiracy thing.
They know.
That guy
They
was
know.
there and
They're
he knew
basically
he was
watching
there.
him because they know the support he's got and what he's basically done. But in the documentary, there's a bunch of 4 people who use hidden cameras,
Mm.
look in the cove, and they basically expose it all, and it is awful.
Yeah.
It's horrendous.
There's also a place in Europe. They do it every year.
Is that
That's the
conspiracy?
that's the dry. They call it the drive, don't they?
Yeah.
Grind or something.
It's not whale. Is it dolphin? It's not. It's whales, isn't
No,
it?
it's pilot whales, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Pilot, yeah. It's
And he
pilot
literally
one.
see him
See, I
brutally
think you
murdering them.
kind of agree with that one. Not agree, but more approve it because basically they eat them.
They do.
They're not endangered.
No, but it's how
But
they do
surely
it.
it's going to get that stage the way they're going.
No, because they don't
It's only
take that, they
yearly.
don't actually take that much. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. I would hate seeing it. Blah blah. But that's their culture.
I just feel like the way they do it is torture.
No, but they've done
Because
it. They've
they-
tried to do it the most painless way. So it's like
You're still mutilating a whale, though.
And
yeah, but isn't killing a cow horrible?
Well,
Isn't
yeah.
killing a chicken horrible?
Yeah, because I've always said I don't agree with the mass production. I've
No, of course you don't. No,
I've
I
never
don't.
agreed with mass production. If I had it my way, we'd have to hunt and gather our own food. I would always go that route. if I
I'll just
could.
go veggie. Could be asked for that.
But I think the way they do it, they with the nets, they bring them into the beach, don't they?
No,
where
they just scare them into the beach and they
Yeah.
actually beach them.
yeah, and then they start hacking them.
Well,
You
they don't
imagine?
just hack it. I'm not supporting this.
They
I'm
do
not
it
saying
quite
it's good.
surgically.
They've
I know
actually
that.
made a rod.
Yeah.
It goes through the blowhole and it basically enters the brain. And
Mm.
it's meant to be instant death.
But you
After
imagine
that,
being
then-
one of them whales
then-
behind it.
Oh, yeah, seeing it all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
You
like,
think
oh,
my time's next.
That to me is kind of better to how else they do it with the harpoons and explosives.
Mm.
They harpoon them inside of the back, explodes. What the Japanese in that?
They harpoon it and then explode it.
It's a harpoon with basically a
Explosive
TNT tip on it. So it basically explodes the whale. So it blows up the back. So it bleeds out. It then gets caught on it. It bleeds out, and then they shoot it. Now
That's
if
disgusting.
you've ever
Surely
seen,
that's a really stupid way of doing it. What are they doing that for meat and stuff?
yeah, if you've ever seen Whale Wars, which is to do with Sea Shepherd, which is another conservation group.
Oh, they're awesome, Sea Shepherd.
Yeah.
That's on there, mate. That's horrible. I do not like that. That is horrible.
No.
So yeah, I also had an argument with a French trainer at Marineland.
So was it actually a trainer then?
Yeah, I was a right Karen. I was a right keyboard warrior. I was right.
Yeah, but if it's something you're passionate about, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're not just
basically
doing
there
it to wind them
was
up.
something. So I basically said like, yeah, great, sunburn, use a bit of paint, they'll be alright. Do you know what I mean? Like taking the piss out of them. No, what do you think they do in the wild? Well, it's completely different, isn't it?
Yeah, they dive
yeah,
out of the
they
way.
can dive out. Yeah, exactly.
They get out of
I
UV,
think I
UV
got
rays.
good.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I got hit up. Yeah.
Good old boy.
I slept well that night.
No, but it's just it's something like we're not laughing about it, but you know what I mean. We're trying to make light-hearted of it. But it's just take that one person to say, nah, this isn't on, and then it's to get that ball rolling and get that momentum for other people, and
Like I said, it's
we've got to try somehow. I don't know how. If I did, I'd do it. But to get it so it's illegal to have these animals in captivity, full stop.
That's why, yeah. You do.
But the thing is, I
becoming
think-
illegal.
It is,
You got to think because they're not allowing it anymore. So
No.
the last orcas will die
but
out.
worldwide.
Yeah, but you.
Thing is,
we,
people are
that
gonna
would
be
have
saying
stopped
that-
years ago about killing dogs.
Mm.
Do you think how us, Europe, America, Canada, Australia, how we feel about dogs?
Yeah, I'm saying not just with orcas, but with like animals that shouldn't be in captivity like
I
that.
think the only problem is, like we're saying this, but sad reality is there are people trying and just not getting anywhere.
No, and they won't.
And I
'cause,
don't think they
like
ever
you
will.
always say, cash is king,
Yeah,
and with that, they'll never get anywhere.
no,
Because money will drown out
No.
their cries. Even and it is
sad.
yeah.
I don't know. I think I agree with you, but I just think if you stop, what's the point? You just got to keep going.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I'm not saying stop. No, it's the last thing I'd ever say is stop. But sometimes you just got to. Something's got to happen. So it's got to give.
It has got to be soul destroyed for the people actually. I know we're all talking about it, but I've got to be honest. I've never once been anywhere near activisty or anything like that.
No.
But imagine like the soul destroying us every time like something goes wrong.
They're
or,
getting
like,
knocked
no
back.
one's getting anything, and they just carry on.
It's fair fucking play to them because every time they get knocked back, they're getting back up, brushing themselves off, and go again.
Yeah,
And they're going to do it until something does happen. And I'll take my hat off to
Social
them.
media is the biggest.
Yeah.
tool.
It is.
It is.
It
the
is.
massive tool at the moment.
Massive, yeah. Well, you got, if you saw something like, oh, this killer has been treated unfairly, it'd be going, making round, it'd go viral. You need stuff like that to go viral to create awareness and hopefully
you see it.
end up putting a
I
stop
know
to
it's
it.
not like orcas or anything, but you see it so many times of I don't know, kids getting bullied or someone getting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how viral and quick it goes round,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, that person's life has changed dramatically.
Yeah.
Like it's so actually, when you think about it logically, it's so easy to get viral.
Yeah, it is
It's
in a way.
so
much
easy.
easier to get word across these days. Like for instance, I think it's Canada. I've got an orca in there. It don't perform. It's just like in a tank. But basically, there was a video of it basically ramming its head against a wall. And I looked at the video. It's had like 24 million views. And I'm thinking, back in 1990, probably 100 people would see that. Whoever's there at the time,
Yeah.
or their little fucking tape recorder thing.
Yeah.
But like, it's so much easier to get word out now.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
of
much
course.
there's so many things you're more aware of now than you probably would have been
Yeah.
years ago.
But that's why I think the only bugbears with a lot of people is ignorance.
Yeah.
If you see a video, like if a video comes up with an animal getting abused, I mean, I can't lie, I am one of them. If I see an
I think
animal get
realistically
abused,
we
I
all
have,
are.
I have to look away.
Yeah.
If I can't,
Ignorance is bliss, isn't it?
yeah, it upsets me and it fucking angers me.
Yeah.
I have to look away. But really, I should be sharing it. I should be doing everything I
Yeah,
can.
because you should be educating people. Because let's be honest, 2 years ago, before you knew I was passionate about Seaworld, you thought, oh, it's wrong, but it's like a second thought. You don't think about it.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
it takes,
I
it
don't like
takes
that.
someone to explain it, or
Yeah.
literally all I can tell you is watch Blackfish
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
It is an eye opener. Like I've never seen.
No, yeah.
It does change your opinion.
It does,
It really
yeah.
does.
Massively.
It's like what we were just saying. What I was saying at the beginning with Tiger King.
Mm.
That's what it should have been like.
Yeah.
See, yeah, it's
And
completely
no,
different.
No one gives a fuck about the tigers,
Blackfish
realistically, do
Blackfish
they?
was about the whales. It was,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was mainly about Tilikum, but yeah, it was about the whales.
And you can't blame the actual producers of Tiger King because you got this mad story no one's heard about. How the fuck are they
Yeah,
not
but
document
It
it?
was entertaining, let's be honest.
Yeah,
It
that's
was.
what I mean.
Well,
You think
we
it's
all
fucking
love
hell.
it.
I hate saying it was entertaining.
Yeah, because let's be honest, when we all watched
Carol
it,
Baskin
we was all talking about
Yeah,
it.
Killed her
exactly.
husband.
killed
Whacked
him,
him.
And,
whacked him.
and none of us talked about the tigers.
No.
We said, oh shit, weren't it? How they all dressed.
Although I
But-
was hoping that he'd get his leg bitten off when they sprayed all that stuff on his boots.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yes.
Oh yeah, we was dragging
He
him
was,
away.
he was
Yeah.
just a bellend.
He
let's
shot
be
his
honest.
guns.
Yeah, he is a
He's
prick.
bellend.
Massive
They all
prick.
are.
Yeah.
Everyone in that show was a prick.
That guy with all the wives, what's his name? Doc.
Oh,
something.
Doc.
Doc.
I want to say Doc Martin, but that's a boot.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
He's still about, isn't he?
Yeah,
Doc,
'cause
Doc
he-
Antle, is it?
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, because he like gave animals like Ace Ventura and
Do
all
you
them
remember that?
kind
Yeah.
of
Do you remember
films.
Matey on the who was his lawyer or something, or when he was trying to go for like president or something like that, and you got Matey on that jet ski. On that
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
hated him more than anyone.
I always think of Lewis on that scene. I see memes of that picture, and I don't know why. I just think
That's what Lewis
that's
looked like on a
Lewis.
jet
That's
ski.
how Lewis-
Oh.
Not now, mate. You're a gym lad.
So yeah, if
Yeah,
I can tell you
okay.
two things about SeaWorld and Captain Morgan in general is one, watch Blackfish. Please watch Blackfish.
Yeah, we'll put that on.
I've literally forced my family to.
I was going to say, it's as
Watch it.
uncomfortable as a watch as it is, like you said, it is
Oh,
eye-opening and
mate.
educational.
I'll
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
it 10 times over in a row and still learn new things.
Well, I'll tell you, yeah, Liz watched it, who is now my wife, by the way, and she now feels the same sort of thing. Like we watched it together, and she was like, "I never even realised that."
Yeah.
And then the second thing I can tell you is just don't buy a ticket. Don't go. Don't support it.
No.
Don't. If you say, oh yeah, I'm going to SeaWorld, but I don't agree with the orcas, so I'm not going to go watch them.
You're
It doesn't
still-
matter.
no.
You're
You've
still paying.
paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've paid for that ticket, so
That's
you're
the
supporting
way
that.
with a lot of major companies and everything. The best way to hurt them is through their pocket.
Yep.
That's
They
the
start
only
losing
way.
financial, they'll change
Yeah,
because they got no fucking
That's
choice
it.
but
That's
to.
the only way. Only way to do it. The thing is, I didn't. With COVID and that, they started doing like virtual shows,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and people were paying to fucking do that. Just don't do
Yeah.
it.
The thing is, what's mad as well, even if
Just YouTube wild.
you look at
ones.
the prices of tickets to SeaWorld, I swear that they're extortionate.
Oh, they're ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it's mad. It's mad to go.
But it's like,
it's like
even
these
if they,
two-
even if they will fucking, for argument's sake, dwindled it down to let's say $5 a ticket, that's still making them billions upon billions a year.
I was going to say, yeah, because you imagine, like we were saying about how big the car park is, about, like you say, 50 times bigger than the tank.
Yeah.
Say you could get, I don't know, 10,000 cars
they
in there.
They have took a hit from all this.
Oh, yeah,
All the-
massive.
Blackfish,
Oh, yeah.
Blackfish has effectively ruined them.
Yeah,
Which is
which
brilliant.
is fucking
Yeah.
brilliant.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
But, like, but people are still going.
Yeah,
Let's say,
yeah.
let's say there's like 10,000 cars
Mm.
and it's all filled and you say on a $5. What's that?
Oh,
that's
no.
that's 50,000 a day.
Exactly.
At one time.
Yeah.
There's still
'cause there'll
people
be a
coming
car
and going.
coming and another car coming.
Especially
Exactly.
holidays.
and that's
stuff like
one
that.
person
Yeah.
per car.
There's one person per car.
Yeah,
But no,
exactly.
but it's not. It is stupid money, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
It's like you can buy basically you can buy like deals of like you get a ticket for Disneyland, SeaWorld.
Yeah, that's
and-
what we
Busch-
did. When I,
Busch
yeah, that's what I
Gardens.
did when I was
Yeah,
younger.
you can buy, but then also a lot of companies because of Blackfish are now backing
Not-
out of it. So stuff like I don't know, fucking TUI, the
Yeah.
travel agent who we go over in England. We use
Yeah,
them
yeah,
heavily.
yeah.
Mhm.
They'd do like they'd support it like you buy tickets through them. They've
Yeah.
stopped. Like I think Virgin Atlantic were a massive support of them. Since that they've cut all their ties.
Yeah.
Don't do any deals. Like a lot of companies have basically said, I don't want
Washing the hands with it.
I don't want anything to do with you.
No, which,
it's-
it's amazing how like these people who done Blackfish
Yeah.
have
How much they've done, but at the same time, without sounding fucking dark and depressing,
Still not
it's
enough.
barely made a dent. Realistically,
It has-
because it's
No,
still
it
going.
has. No, it has because in
I mean, financially wise, not like
Western
the way.
country as such with Europe and all that, it has. It's changed it. And
Yeah.
It's not right what's going on now, but hopefully we've learned that it now can't happen again.
Yeah. Well, I'm
But
on that.
our entertainment has changed. We're never gonna be able to get influence on China, Russia.
Yeah.
We're never gonna be
no,
over that way
No.
because
they can't push it upon us.
no.
No, like you say, this you could go and see them in the wild in Norway, like you've just said, and there's other places all around the world because they're so diverse, they're so
The reason
worldwide.
I say Norway is because it's your best chance of seeing them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because I think is it herring? That migrate, the biggest migration of herring. And
Yeah,
basically they're
yeah,
just
yeah.
going for that.
yeah. You know, like with the David Attenborough, and you get like sharks, spitter sharks that go in, and then dolphins.
Maybe not there, but you get humpback whales.
Oh,
And
yeah,
you
yeah,
get,
yeah,
you get
yeah.
You basically get all sorts there, like taking advantage of the
Of
migration
of the
heron.
migration. Yeah, yeah.
Heron, yeah.
But
Said heroin just then.
Huh?
Heron.
Yeah,
All whales are smackheads.
they're not whales.
So
Well, humpbacks are.
Well, yeah, true.
just quickly with the prices thing, I know we've probably gone over it, but I was just looking at this. Like, you get these little deals, like this one's for SeaWorld in this place called Busch
Gardens.
Gardens. Is that a wildlife place as well?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you get 2 weeks unlimited, but you're never going to go for 2 weeks straight, are you? And those tickets are £155 per person.
That's what I mean.
Per
You get a
person.
family of 10.
Yeah.
Like, but then it's not just that. Okay, that's the ticket. You then go, oh, I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
Drink.
Yeah.
You're probably
The
looking.
drink-
You're probably looking $10
Yeah.
a drink.
Yeah,
You got a
and the
kid,
food.
you got a little kid or something, you take them into a gift shop, they're going to want something.
Yeah.
You're
You
looking
think
at
of-
30, 40 fucking
Yeah,
quid there.
your family goes out. You have some dinner there, and you have a few drinks. So you're probably fucking $150, $200 down, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's that as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because I remember when we went. Like, so I feel guilty that we did go.
No,
Yeah.
because you
But
don't know.
you don't
Like,
realise.
I went to Laura Park, which is basically SeaWorld,
Yeah,
but
You're young.
you're innocent,
no, yeah.
innocent minded.
yeah. Because I'll always remember because we done Dine with the Sharks, which I buzzed. I buzzed. But there was one grey nurse shark there, and it had like real humpback like that.
Mm.
And I just thought, because my mum was disabled, she said, "Oh, I said me if I was a shark." I said, "It was like, oh god."
I'm glad I never met your mum, but I'm glad she had the same sort of.
Oh yeah,
shit.
she had, yeah. But it turns out that's actually body language that the shark is actually stressed.
Oh right.
So that's not the way.
No.
Oh.
It was stressed.
Going back
But
to dining with the sharks, that's how Dawn Brancho died. Obviously dining with the orca, which was Helicon.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was,
So
wasn't it?
somewhat one of them people who was dining with the orca has actually got a video of how Dawn Brancho died.
Did
But
it?
it's never been.
No, ain't gonna
I
be.
suppose it'd be too.
They've been
Oh,
fucking
mate, it'd
paid
be-
out.
Yeah.
Didn't-
And basically SeaWorld blamed her for her death.
Of course they did.
Yeah, 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 because you
And
said
then
that
funny enough,
she.
this video
she made a mistake.
No, she didn't make a mistake. They just must have analysed it and just found anything they could. She had a ponytail. Well, the rule is that you have to put your hair up.
Yeah, because the killer whale said, "No, I don't like that."
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Fuck your
it's-
weave.
they're trying to blame her for having a ponytail, for not putting her hair up
Yeah.
in a bun or something. Like what?
I think they can get her arm if it wanted to.
Yeah.
Or leg.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
They're
They're
leg.
finding
Whole
any way
fucking
to wash
body.
their
Yeah,
hands.
whole
It's not our
torso.
fault.
Fucking stupid twigs, isn't they?
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
Did it get you frustrated?
it
It really does.
It's made my blood boil because they.
I think that pisses me off more is me myself. I can't do nothing about it.
Yeah,
No, but you can.
Don't buy a ticket.
You can. One.
Well, yeah, but I'm not.
One,
but-
don't buy a ticket, and two, share what you know. Tell people.
that's
But,
why.
like, Oh,
Well, that's why we were
if
so-
this podcast can stop one person from not going to SeaWorld or one of them parks, then I think I've made.
Then you've done your job.
I've
Yeah.
done my, and that's what it takes. One person tell one person to, and it just.
It just.
That's
yeah.
why we've been so looking forward to this
To
episode.
this, yeah.
Because for one, no one who we know knows more about this than what you do.
Well, me and Lewis did actually have an obsession as kids, but I think I just took this obsession to a new level.
It's but
Yeah.
you in a way you're making it sound like it's a bad thing. It's really not. It's so refreshing.
No, I'm not ashamed by it.
No,
No,
because
no.
it is so refreshing. If more people were like you, we wouldn't be having this problem.
So
Right.
Do you know, I remember sitting at your house. You remember when you had the computer downstairs in your living room?
yeah.
Me and you sat there and watched the Shamu live.
Ah,
they had a
Shamu
camera,
live
didn't
cam,
they?
yeah. That's
I
when,
remember.
like,
me
webcams
and we,
first come up
you
and-
never fucking saw a fish or
You see a
anything.
tail.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we sat there for
I
hours. I
was-
remember that.
Evenings before bed, I'd just sit there just staring at it, and then
Yeah.
on the odd time it'd go past, and I'd be like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's live, isn't it?
yeah, it's live. And obviously, when we're in bed, they're like awake, aren't they?
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
When I get home from school, I'd get home, I'd watch it, it'd be like daytime for them. So,
Mm.
but funny story actually. When I was younger, I had a little toy orca for the bath,
Mm.
and used to play with it in the bath, play with it downstairs, and all that. And obviously, I didn't call it an orca or a killer whale. I called it Willy. Willy, the film.
yeah.
So I think it was mum or dad, whichever way around, went, "Where's Connor?" And everyone said, "Oh, he's just playing with his willy."
He's a bit young.
Back then, it wouldn't have meant anything to me because it was so innocent. But,
Yeah.
You know.
When you think about it, it's like, oh, he's wanking.
I was like 6.
But no, me and Josh have been saying for ages how excited we've been for this episode. well, excited. It's a bit of a
I
weird
know that
going
I will
forward.
listen to this at work next week when it comes out, and I'll be like, I should have said this, should have said that. But oh well, it's done now.
You've
innit?
put across
It's-
the main points, and I think it is. We'll try and get it out there as much as possible. It's for other people to actually look into.
Like I say, if I can convince one person not to go, then
You've done your job.
Well, like I said, I didn't know you felt this strongly until France, and I was blown away.
which was fucking shit. The company was good, but
Yeah, the fishing was terrible.
yeah.
But which is also a controversial thing from our point for stabbing a hook in fish's
Yeah, but
faces.
since actually getting into fish keeping and the orca side, I've actually kind of gone off fishing.
Yeah, same.
Mm,
I don't have any appeal,
no,
and I've got all my gear, and I
Mm.
won't sell it
no.
just in case, but I can't see it.
No, yeah, I'm the same.
I can't see it.
I get like moments where I'm like, oh, I really fancy going fishing.
I'll tell you what I'd like to do with my fishing rods: buy one of them cameras, chuck a lure in, and basically reel it in and watch basically what comes after it. But
Like
obviously
what Carl and Alex
Yeah,
used to do.
yeah,
yeah.
who are Liam and Sean?
Yeah.
Sean's definitely Carl and Liam's Alex.
Oh, Liam's
big
Alex,
time.
100%.
Big time Alex.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, yeah, so you can see like a pike coming out.
Yeah, or a catfish,
Or a catfish,
or
a
anything
zander,
like that.
or a perch,
Yeah.
just to see.
But I mean, I could be being bone idle or something. But I've heard a lot of people say that the fish don't actually feel it.
Yeah, but one
Yeah.
I've recently proven they
So,
do.
I think there's no evidence, which
Yeah.
makes me feel even worse.
I think Seaspiracy is also gone. Another thing to watch, Seaspiracy.
Yeah, that made me come off of.
I watched that before I
see-
watched Blackfish.
Oh yeah. For what we're talking about today, then Blackfish, but yeah,
Seaspiracy is a good.
That's
watch.
yeah,
that's shocking.
Makes you feel fucking dreadful.
it does. It makes you feel disgusted about being a
And it
being a
pisses you off
person.
about all these companies and stuff, but obviously that's another. You read into that yourself. But ugh.
But we're as a race, we're so sheltered of what's actually going on.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
We don't want to know, do we?
No.
no, because it
Ignorance
upsets you.
is bliss.
For example,
Yeah.
you said earlier when you see an animal getting hurt, you come off it
Yeah.
because you don't want to see it.
No,
the best thing you do is
ignorance
do that thing where you can like report the video and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think we don't want to see
But
it.
at the same
No.
time, with things like that, where you report the video, the most that's going to happen is the video gets taken down.
Yeah.
It still happened.
The thing still
It's even like
happens.
people say, "Oh yeah, but the dolphin looks happy doing them tricks."
What the fuck does that
It's
even?
got a smile on his face. That is how a dolphin looks.
Yeah.
It doesn't have
It
facial.
don't pop its head again. I'm buzzing, Bob.
It doesn't have facial expressions like we do.
No.
One we're just seeing a dolphin with Josh's head.
Come on, bruv.
You is butters.
Oh.
Shut it, place.
Go on, Dolphin, do a flip. Nah, you clapped.
I'll never forget when we were at SeaWorld, because there's a bit where you feed the rays that you have your fish and that. And I was always that kid, like I wanted it to fucking come up and jump up, like, you know what I mean? And you shouldn't do
Is this the
that.
story when you shit your pants?
No.
Joking.
Right, that's a fucking lie.
No, I'm messing.
But well, that's the end of that.
No, go on. Sorry.
But I always remember there was this. She was a teenager, I think, and she was right shitting herself doing it.
Sorry, I thought you meant the stingray.
Oh yeah,
It's a teenager, I know this age.
yeah.
What are you about, 14?
But no, this human girl, about 14, trying to fish. She was right shitting herself about doing it. And this fucking stingray must have seen, for some reason, it must have thought, I'm having a laugh here. And like proper like flapped itself in her hand. She screamed, chucked the fucking fish in the air. I was crying. I was 6 or 7, and I was in fucking tears just seeing this girl like run. And the stingray right proud of itself. He was like, yeah, I've done that.
Did it give you a wink after that?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Good at that one.
Yeah. And the thing is, like,
Did you fist bump it?
yeah, I did. Yeah. I just jumped in.
Decent. I was one of the rays.
I became one. But because like you didn't know me as a kid, but Steve Irwin was my god. He was everything. Like I would never have a bad word said against him. And when he died against stingrays, my mum and nan were really scared, thinking
Hang on, what year was that?
it's 2006.
Oh, mate, that's mental.
It was the day after my birthday.
Happy birthday, Ed!
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I just said. Yeah, it was 2006. I just came 11. I thought I'm going to be the oldest kid in school when I get back to primary school. Right, proud of himself, come down. Steve Irwin's dead. Ha, lovely. Oh, fuck it. That was my first ever heartbreak, I think. That and when one of my cats died, but we won't go into that. No, old Fred.
Oh, sorry, carry on.
Yeah. But, my mum and nan were really worried. I think, oh, he's going to hate stingrays. I was like, no, because the man loved animals. So it weren't the animal's fault.
At the end of the day, I think if he could say something, he'd be like, at the end of the day, I was in the ocean.
Yeah.
Well, he did, didn't he?
Going back to what you said about when shark attacks.
Yeah.
You were in their environment.
Well, that's what he said. His
Well,
best
he did.
mate was with him, weren't he? On the boat.
Oh, the director.
Yeah. And he done an interview, and he said when they got Steve back onto the boat, he said, I'm a goner, but it's my fault.
Mm.
So even then,
Obviously,
he's
it's terrible.
dying.
Obviously, it's terrible what happened. I'm not
Yeah.
disputing that. It must be horrible
Yeah,
for
it's
families,
awful.
but I think he would.
Oh, he'd hold his hand up.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he would. Yeah,
He'd hold his hand up straight away.
I think he knew the risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he did.
He always did. But what got me with him is like everyone expected he'd have died from a crocodile or from a venomous snake or a shark. Nah, he was the first person in 100 years to get killed by a stingray. It's
Yeah.
just like, of course he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just that, like, yeah, why not?
So was you more Steve Irwin than David Attenborough?
100%. Oh, no,
Yeah, I think I agree with
I
that.
don't know. They're not
See,
the
I
same.
suppose Steve Irwin was more entertainment, wasn't he?
He was entertaining. With Steve Irwin, like, as a kid and everything, because I am now, but I was an ignorant child. I wouldn't read, I wouldn't do anything I didn't want to. But I found a love for crocodiles and animals, and because of that, it taught me, what's the word?
Presence.
Yeah, what made me want to learn more about them. So I started reading.
He was like another one who just wanted the best for the animal, didn't he?
Yeah.
He just
Oh God, yeah,
that was
like,
his purpose.
because
I've got this video saved on my phone of him having an interview, and he's talking about like what if he had loads of money.
Yeah, I've seen
He's
that.
like, I'm going to
You just
invest
buy-
it in land, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Yeah.
He's like, why would I get a big house and a car and that? Because
it's no
that's
good
not,
to me.
That's not me.
Yeah, it's no good to
Yeah,
me. I'll
You
buy
could say
wilderness
the same
areas.
about David Attenborough. He could have retired years ago.
That
Let's be
ma-
honest, he is minted.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
could have retired years ago, but he will keep going until he physically can't.
Mm.
Because he said in was it one of his Netflix ones? But he said, "I'll keep doing this as long as I can to raise awareness."
Like, because he don't actually go out anymore.
no,
No,
but yeah,
I imagine at his
90.
age,
yeah.
coming to fucking a studio to record his voice.
Yeah. But thing is, like, I have to be. It has to be like first thing in the morning on the Sunday. I watch any of his documentaries because his voice is so smooth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sends me
He
asleep.
used to be my hangover cure. So if I was hungover on the sofa,
Yeah,
that'd be on, and I'd just fall asleep.
yeah,
It'd be my hangover cure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Never
know,
want to
yeah.
watch any action film or comedy or anything like that.
Nah.
Literally David Attenborough.
Yeah, and
And when he dies, we should have a bank holiday.
I reckon we might. You
The
know?
day will be in mourning. The country will be in mourning.
oh, 100%, because what that man has done is phenomenal. Absolutely
yeah.
phenomenal, and I'd want his life. It's just-
His voice,
Yeah,
Sean Connery's, and Morgan Freeman's. Their three voices are the best ever.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Best
Yeah,
ever. Them
100%.
three are.
But I just say what he's done from how long he's been doing it and everything. It's just been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, and you'll never be another one like it.
No.
It's the same with Steve Irwin. There'll never ever
No.
be another Steve Irwin.
There's been so many that have tried, like that Steve Backshall and all that.
See, I do
Yeah.
like
They
Steve
weren't-
Backshall,
yeah, but they weren't
he's
even.
not-
They're
he's
not even
same
good enough
level.
to lace
No.
their boots.
No.
No, that is right. And like, because I used to like Nigel Marvin as well. He used to do like Walking with Dinosaurs and stuff.
Oh,
like that.
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Donnie doing that. And there was a time I thought, is he trying to be like Steve Irwin? Because he's just not going to do it.
No.
I don't think anyone can be like Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin was just unique.
Yeah.
He was Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
Yeah,
The closest is his son.
yeah. Oh,
You can
fuck
tell.
yes.
There's no
Yeah.
DNA test needed there. The looks, the personality, everything.
Yeah,
That is his
yeah.
father's son.
Yeah.
He's like Steve Backshall trying to be like him, but can you imagine Steve Backshall doing his crikey?
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
shut
Oh,
up.
crikey!
You,
Yeah.
you shut up, you pleb.
Yeah, you'd cheat him, wouldn't you?
But I
Backing
do
him.
like Steve Irwin. To be fair. Deadly 60.
Oh, shit,
Getting home from
Backshall,
school, Deadly 60.
Watching
Yeah.
Deadly 60.
Unreal. Especially when the
But then
orcas
they
on
used to
there.
put
Yeah.
the most pointless fucking animals in.
Yeah, but they were deadly.
I know they were deadly, but it's like you're thinking, "Oh, what am I going to see? I'm going to see a great
Well,
white,
originally-
a bear, a tiger." No, here it is, the butterfly. It's on my deadly 60, bruv.
I think the orca was also one of the only ones that got full chart
Oh, really?
for size, speed,
Yeah.
intelligence, everything.
Oh yeah,
I think
I mean,
you're-
because we'll talk about that as well on the Megalodon episode, which you're
Megalodon.
also going to be a part on, which I'm buzzing for. But like,
See, that's not going to be more to your subject though.
oh yeah, 100%. But like, because they believe that the orcas was also a main contributor to the extinction of Megalodon, and you think this 30-foot shark has got nothing, but even like, a pod of orcas.
You think even if there was a Megalodon now, all right, maybe a pod of orcas probably couldn't beat it, but on a bad day they could. Do you know what I mean? A pod of orcas working together. Have you ever seen them when they're trying to get
It's unbelievable.
a seal off that sheet of ice?
Yeah.
The communication,
It's
coordinated.
unbelievable.
it's just crazy.
They
And like,
are.
when they try and take down a whale. It's mental. They take in turns.
Yeah.
They do. Do you know what I mean? They,
Different directions.
it's like
and,
they'll push the calf down to the bottom so it can't breathe, and then another whale will take over so the orca can get air. And
Yeah.
It's just
The only animal I
mental.
could think hunts similarly are Komodo dragons.
I don't know anything about Komodo dragons.
Because with Komodo dragons, they take on water buffalo, which are massive compared to them. Because they actually have venom. I didn't actually know this till because I had to apologise, because I always thought the saliva had bacteria, but they do have a slight hint of venom, and they only bite the buffalo once, 3 times a day, say, and they'll just keep following it until the buffalo can't walk anymore, and then bang, they're in. It's just that cleverness that they are waiting. They're finding their time. They're
I
biding.
suppose that little bites eventually would get them, but that's the same as an orca. If an orca's going to be a lot more nimble, a lot faster than a megalodon. So if an orca kept barging it in through and breaking different bones, eventually
it'll go belly up. Yeah.
Eventually it'd it's kind of being like throwing stones all the time. 1 stone won't kill you, but 1,000 stones probably would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Look, so we'll talk more
Death
about
by
that.
1,000 cuts.
All right, mate.
Just gonna go fuck myself.
Oh, by the way, how was your wedding, Lewis?
Whoa! You got married?
No, honestly, how was it? Explain. Just how was it? How was the day?
The best.
Oh, I don't go on.
Oh, I see.
No, I wasn't a real day.
That I was
brilliant.
honestly, it was fantastic. That was second to my wedding. I have to say that.
Am I allowed to disagree?
You
Well,
went,
yeah, you
Obviously,
obviously,
you're not going
mate.
to yeah, you're right.
That's what it is.
But Connor, is there anything more you'd like to add?
I just want to say thanks for all the podcast boys over there.
Oh no.
Over since
Oh, those
March.
podcasts have kept me going.
March, it's been
Yeah.
going for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll listen to them at work, and it speeds the day up massively.
Oh no, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Lewis, final word?
My wedding was lovely. No. No, I don't think so. I just, like Colin said, really. Just
Don't buy a ticket.
Yeah.
And watch Blackfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we let's say, like Colin said, if it gets to one person who says no, I ain't going. Like then
It's done its justice.
It's done. It's Connor and ourselves have done our jobs. Like
and just thank you for having me on again.
no, it's,
No,
Yeah,
no,
thank you. It's
yeah.
been a pleasure.
No, it's been.
I was
very,
coming on.
I was very nervous coming on, but
Yeah, I
it's
know,
actually
yeah.
because you are like my best mates as well. It's been all right. Like
Yeah.
as in like confidence wise. I think if you were strangers, I'd have been.
Yeah.
So,
Like so, we've just tried as a chat as what we would if we didn't have microphones and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but no, I'll just say, if it's always got to start from one person, but hopefully something is really going to change
Yeah.
to protect these species. Because if not, then it's just going to cause mass extinction.
Mm-hmm.
Because without orcas, we're going to have a larger seal population. Well, that's going to be decimation of
it's just
fish.
classic food chain, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. Without apex predators like orcas, like great whites, like crocodiles, like lions, tigers, everything like
Anything.
that. Without apex predators, the whole ecosystem will
Even
collapse.
something as simple as an insect.
Yeah,
A stupid pointless fly.
spiders.
Yeah.
If we don't have
Spiders,
spiders,
we'd be
Oh,
dead.
I fucking love spiders.
I fucking despise them.
They scare me, but I love them.
I don't kill them.
No,
No,
I'd
I
never kill a spider. I've got to admit.
let's say
The worst thing I do is move it to somewhere else in the house where it can't be seen.
I'll just trap it in a cup and
Mate,
launch it.
don't put it outside.
When I was living at
No,
Mum's,
because it gets rid of the flies.
when I was living at Mum's, right, the dog
I
food.
love
used-
that.
When I was living at Mum's, the dog food used to be kept outside, and we had a rat.
Good old
right,
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
eating that was Kerry. That was
Oh, was it? Sorry.
eating the dog food. So Mum said, "Can you order a rat trap?" I said, "Yeah, sure." So I didn't order the classic snap kills them. I ordered one that captures them in the cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we caught one in the cage, and I couldn't bring myself to kill it. So I walk to the nearest woods and let it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
Nah,
then
fair.
Mum had a go at me. She said it'll come back, but I couldn't do it.
No.
I couldn't do it.
No,
But did it come back?
I have no idea because I don't live there anymore. So
So I've always been a big believer. I'll never kill anything unless I'm going to eat it.
I don't think I'd want to eat a rat.
I would.
What? Is
Yeah.
it Wheels disease? Wheels disease? Is it?
But no, my philosophy is now I don't kill anything unless I'm going to eat it. And that is, and it don't matter what bugs on. I don't know. I'd eat it if I had a plate full.
Oh God.
I'm just going to eat one. What's the point?
Right.
Oh, okay.
So, no, yeah.
On that note.
But no, yeah. If I kill something, I'm going to eat it. Rat, don't matter what it is. I'll eat it. Because if you cook it, you're cooking all the badness out of it, ain't you?
Uh-huh.
If I kill one and eat it, I'll let you know.
All right, cheers.
The next day, the motherfucker was dead.
Well, I won't.
Dead. How did he wake up dead?
Yeah, but come on, boys, you know me. Nothing kills me with food.
True. If there was an atomic bomb, you'd be standing going, oh, fucking hell.
Where'd it all be gone?
Yeah.
I thought you got like cockroach DNA or something.
yeah, fucking nuclear bomb. You're like looking at perspex glass like that, and I'm just walking out there for a fact.
You're gonna
Well, boys,
You're
You're
like
like
on the fireball.
for the world's oldest person. Yeah. So you smoke, you don't eat healthy, and you drink like fizzy drinks.
yeah.
And you watch, he'll be like 130 and still doing that.
He'll be our generation's fucking Prince Philip. just looking at him going, how the fuck is he not dead yet?
He'll
Still
be
going, boy.
He'll be 130 and still doing the podcast. If some mysteries in white.
I told you Bigfoot was real, and now we got proof.
Yeah.
And Bigfoot will be his co-host.
Yeah.
And Josh will be long gone.
Sorry, Josh.
I mean, let's be honest, you'd like Bigfoot to be a co-host.
Well,
Would you kick Josh off?
No.
No,
Would you kick Josh off?
50.
Would you kick Josh off to have Bigfoot as your co-host?
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
I wouldn't.
Josh, come on.
Because it's half his podcast. It's not. It's not mine, is it? It's not all mine.
I'm going to
Even
stop recording and go, yeah, sorry, Josh.
yeah, you're fucked. Mate. But no, honestly, boys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. And Connor, you've smashed it. I know you was worried, but I knew you didn't have anything to worry about. You absolutely smashed it, and it's been
Thank you.
absolute pleasure.
It's also been made easier as well by the latest guest who wasn't announced.
Yes, sir, and
Yeah.
that is Lewis.
Thank you.
Who got married, which we all know.
Oh.
Yeah, he don't go on about it
No.
too much.
Yeah.
Well, because before we're not going to see Lewis now till after his honeymoon, which you're going to Italy, isn't
Why
you?
is he only
Yeah.
why is he got honeymoon?
Oh, you got married.
I got married.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck's sake.
I'm off to Italy for 11 days, then getting depressed about going back to work. But I've got Italy first.
Yeah.
So
No.
it has been a pleasure, and thank you for having me on.
No, you.
Both.
Made my Friday night. Yeah, it's made it good. I don't know what I'm gonna say. It's made
Could
it
have
good.
said perfect, but all right.
Perfect.
And I've never held a piss for so long.
Obviously, you boys, you're welcome here any time. But next time, Connor will be here again, and we're going to be talking about the largest shark ever to exist, which
Yeah.
is the Great Megalodon. You all right?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's very sneaky.
yeah.
I don't want to make a noise.
Which is the Megalodon shark, which, if you don't know, is meant to be a giant shark. What resembles a great white, what was the ultimate king of the deep,
Yeah.
and some people believe it's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I don't. I'll leave that to them.
I'm not going to be on the next one, but I hope it is real.
Really?
Why not?
Oh yeah.
If I think Kraken's real, which I do.
Oh no, I think because we've got evidence of the colossal and giant squid and giant Pacific octopus. That makes it more credible. The sizes, no, that could be always differentiated, like the fish of the sea.
Just 2 seconds. Josh, if you kick an octopus, we can no longer be friends.
Yeah, that's what I said I was joking. I'll just imagine
Do you
kicking
like?
it.
Do you like octopus?
Yes.
I think they're sick.
I'll just imagine
Unbelievable.
kicking it because I'm not actually doing it.
Blue ring octopus. Like
Yeah,
you
they're
said,
cute.
awesome.
Them
And
big
also
red ones
the
are fucking
the red-
disgusting.
Pacific red.
Yeah, I think it's
Oh
common.
man,
mate.
they're so impressive.
Yeah.
They're Claptosaurus.
And now they can change the colours and everything like that.
Oh, yeah,
Unbelievable.
They are. They're almost not Earth-like.
No.
That's because they're not. Dusty fucking pigs.
Pigs.
Yeah.
Nah, they're
They're
octopus,
pigs.
mate.
Fucking pigs.
Fucking hell, I've got to educate him.
Scummy, ugly,
But you can't wait for
fucking
Bigfoot to come on.
dirty creatures.
No, I think they're unbelievable. They're the ultimate predator of their domain. But that'll be for Megalodon will be on for our next episode.
Yep. Be sure to follow us on our Facebook page, which is Myths and Mysteries on Black and White.
Yeah, and Instagram, which is Mr. Mysteries _.
Yep. You can email us your questions. Still plenty of time at mythsandmysteries@outlook.com. Be sure to listen to us on
Podbean, Spotify.
Thank
Go on,
you.
mate.
Amazon, Samsung Podcast, iHeartRadio, and Player FM.
Podbean.
What's that, Podbean?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Fucking hell, Connor. But yeah, so make sure you get on there, and we'll be look forward to your questions. Thank you for everyone who sent one in. But yeah, we've still got loads of time for. Well, no, we haven't got loads of time. We've got 2 more episodes, and then it's the
I've got
final.
a couple of banging questions to ask you both on that one.
Oh yeah, sweet. Sweet. We've got 2 questions. Fuck, that's gonna be a short episode. Nah, that'd be funny. Fuck it. But yeah, until next time, we'll see you on Mr. Mysteries in Black and White.
See ya.
See ya.
Thank you.
Thank you.